Oh yeah, I gotta pop out this chat here. Here we go, everybody. I think you all can hear me. Let me try to resize this here again. Get some people in here before we start jumping into everything again here. We're going to jump into a lot of market stuff and answer some good old grow questions with everybody here in a second. And it is a wonderful Sunday, and it is January 31st, 2021, which is why we're going to be covering a little bit about the market here going not only nuts, but we're going to talk about how this week ahead is going to look. We're going to talk a little bit about some of these different different things that are going to happen this week in the markets. We're going to talk about growing. We're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about anything, any questions that you guys have. You know, obviously, jump in there and drop them in the chat field. We are definitely going to try to cover anything that you guys want in the next few minutes here, but we're mostly gonna cover. This was pretty funny here. Somebody had enough money recently to buy a billboard in New York that said "GME go burr." If you haven't already heard in the news recently, there's been a lot of pretty nuts stock things going on, especially if you're just part of my normal grow channel here. We we all got started here a few years back, at least I did, where we had a we had a good amount of oh, hey, there's some people. What's up, everybody? All right, now we're getting some people in here. This is just hilarious. But we started back in the crypto days. I actually started mining and getting into Bitcoin in like 2014. Remember, that's what I had my degree in is finance and stocks. And then I worked in the industry for a few years, and then I made a lot of money the first time this stuff went nuts, and I got enough money to basically invest into my own property out here and start a whole new grow business, which you guys all follow my hi everybody. Um, which you all follow my channel, all know what I do for the last 3 years. Well, I didn't have enough money to get back into this type of stuff, until at least not any disposable income, but got a little bit of that stimulus check here coming through, and had to get back in here because the opportunities have came back up, where basically there's hype bubbles, there's pump and dumps everywhere, and there's going to be a lot of money changing hands, and you basically have to be involved in one of these type of situations to get lucky and make a large amount of game. So why I'm doing this is because I know a lot of you guys like to grow, and I know a lot of you guys would love to have that as a profession, as a anything that you guys love. You probably want to do it for a job, and be able to have a passion that pays you basically. And it's you're working every day is great to save money up for this type of situation. And then what you have to do though is you have to take risk, and with risk comes reward. Sometimes it completely goes away. This is just nuts right here. This number, if you remember, I literally did a video maybe a day ago, and this has another 1 million followers just on this channel here. So yeah, the hype is pretty much real. Bubble hype is very real. A lot of people have never been able to play and get involved into this bubble hype. Even 3 years ago, it was really difficult for people to get access to this cryptos and to crypto bubbles. But now it's becoming even more accessible to people, and a lot of people have a small amount of disposable income where they've been wanting to try to change their life with, and a lot of people that followed my old channel had changed their lives, um, which is why I'm recovering this and have gone back from being a complete 100% of the time growing, but also I wanted to connect with you guys again because I've 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 been a part of YouTube for 5 years, and I have in my YouTube channel, I have talked about some of these things in the crypto market in the past, and some of the people that listened on my channel were able to take advantage of it and change their entire lives. I helped someone basically change their life that was homeless to get a home and a new wife, and you know um, they lived in literally on the other side of the world. But since they were able to tune in to what I was saying, because I have a lot of experience in this, so I'm able to spot these things a little bit sharper than a lot of other people, um, because I have so much experience. And like I said, I went to college for this. I, with my personal money, my own personal money, have invested and won and lost on both sides, and had to learn how to play the game against Wall Street and against these big companies that are manipulating markets. um, the thing is that you don't fight them, you join them, just like every other thing. A giant wave that's coming in, you swim with it. You don't if you swim against it, you're gonna end up getting crushed by the wave. So just go with it, and let's talk a little bit about what's going on. Let's talk about the market in general. Let's talk about a little bit about Bitcoin here. Let's talk about Ripple, because Ripple's seen a pretty big surge. And like I said, I have a little bit of insight into these certain plays and certain opportunities where there will be a lot of scams going on during this, so be very, very careful. There'll be a lot of hacks, there'll be a lot of scams, there'll be a lot of people that are trying to get you to invest with them, and or pay them premiums or whatever. Those aren't the guys you want. They're trying to make money for themselves. I give all this information for free. I don't expect anybody to even pay attention to it, because I'm just some random guy on YouTube that you can't that you literally can't ever probably meet. So don't trust me as any sort of advisor or anything in anything that I do. Everything I do and say is just a documentation of my own life, basically, here on YouTube. So but let's talk about some things, since I do have experience, and maybe it'd be beneficial for your knowledge to get up to date, because today is Sunday. Today is going to be a big day here, because next week is going to be nuts. This is probably going to be one of the days that it's literally going to be the calmest news day of of for a while. I believe that the markets are going to have a really, really hard time coming up here, and a lot of people a lot of the markets are going to get broken. Um, I do want to talk about how they're going to be broken, and how they are going to basically, um, how these markets are really going to be affected in the long term. They're really going to be affected, because they're going to completely change. So you have to, there's a lot of connection with what I do now in growing and trading stocks. There is a lot of emotions and there's a lot of external energies that you have to kind of open yourself up to when you're doing these when you're basically doing either one of them, which is why I love both of these, because there's so much math that's involved, but it's like a universal mathematical presence that's around you that will literally, um, like 420 somewhere there just said in chat, you have to be very observant of things going around you and things going on, but observant with your eyes and your touch and your feel isn't the only thing you have to do. You have to literally be able to detach from those senses and try to connect your other fourth dimensional sense of time and what will happen with that time, and you have to be open to a lot of possibilities. With that open, that time aspect and that time sense, you're able to feel the world's energies. You're able to feel and be open to energies that are like plants. That's why I love growing plants, because when you walk into a greenhouse that's a happy greenhouse, those energies are forcing themselves, because there's so much of good energy in there. They're forcing you to absorb that good energy, which is why when people come to work here at the grow, they actually, typically are very happy, and they leave very happy because of the fact that the positive and healthy energy levels around here are involved. Now, the same thing goes with trading stocks, and the same thing goes with making money, life-changing money. With not only trading stocks, but cryptocurrencies are involved. I just, my entire like last 20 years, I've been around stocks mostly, and then cryptocurrencies kind of, grew into this. So I still call everything stocks. But these are all opportunities, and they are all supply and demand. They all have emotional attachment to them. They all have fear and greed. Um, and that goes down to even growing plants. Like when you're growing a plant, you want it, you're greedy. You want it to be as big and as powerful and as potent and worth the most. You want to be the best grower in the world. And then when they're doing really bad, you can be really fearful and be a little bit too emotional and try to over care for them, and you can really mess them up. So it's the same connection there of not being too emotional, and letting that emotions overtake your logical part of your brain. So now what that leads me into what's going to be going on here in the next week. It's going to be leading me on to what I want to teach you guys just here in this video is a lot about basically these opportunities, and when to get out and when to get in, if you should get in. um, and it's not direct advice, but this should be something that you just definitely consider anytime, and hopefully it helps you out for going forward, because all throughout in the entire part of history, the everything pretty much comes on the same. You have a big surge, and then it does eventually die off and start to fall out. And whether it's a capitalist style economy or not. And when you have things that have extreme growth early on, that's always going to flatline. Also, extreme growth will not continue forever. Let's see here. Let's go to. Let me get here to something. Everybody that wants to share this, go ahead and share this, video wherever you can. I'd like to see how many people we can get in here, and also if you haven't already, hit that like button. We're gonna jump into. Let's see here. We're gonna jump in. I'm just gonna make sure that we don't have anything crazy that I missed here on on Wall Street bets here. The reason is, like I said, everybody that likes growing, you guys all like growing, probably not only because you use. Yeah, it does seem really easy. So what this I wanted just to read this Chamath guy. He's got a lot of money right now. And he's done really well. But I think he's using his little social media and Twitter a little bit wrong. But he says Wall Street's Bets is now the largest hedge fund in the world. And I read a lady that actually posted this before him, who he didn't even credit. And this was 2 days ago. They basically said that 6 million users times $6,000 average would make them a top 20. And now that they have over 7 million users, it makes them apparently the largest hedge fund in the world. So what that is, that's the herd. The reason why we're talking about this all, and how I have made money in the past, and how I've seen money being made over the last, let's see, since 2007, I believe, was when I started really paying attention to stocks. I knew about stocks back in the bubble crash, and because it was around, and everybody was making money just like they are now. But the thing I should actually add a little bit of silver in here, because silver is going to be part of this too. Uh, um, I should add silver. Everybody loves silver, especially you guys that love growing. Let's get rid of Melvin Capital. We'll just type in Melvin here, since because we are going to talk about silver, because silver is one of those things that I have a lot of faith in. Someone just mentioned it in the chat, so sorry I jumped around from the herd basically to silver, because what's going to happen is the monetary system this next week is going to be challenged. There's going to be bailouts. I think that there's probably going to be an SEC suspension on GameStop and AMC and some of these shorts, which could be a 30-day suspension. Remember, I used to work in the industry, and the SEC used to put on all sorts of restrictions on certain penny stocks and stuff, because they were worried about individual investors getting ripped off. Well, right now it's individuals have band together to make this giant hedge fund effect, and they are trying to basically rip off these hedge funds. Both are illegal. Both sides. What they used to do and what the guys are doing now is illegal. In the eyes of the SEC. Anybody if there's 5 or more people that are colluding together to short or buy a stock, that would be, talking about manipulation. That'd be evidence when you talk about manipulation. So why I've been blending now the Grow channel in again with the markets right now is because our financial system is going to be extremely stressed during this, and they are going to be so stressed that we're going to be going back to the bartering system, where everything has value. Every single thing has value except for the money that we have is going to be losing value, so nobody really is going to want that money. And then around the rest of the world is the bigger issue, where we nobody around the world is really going to want our money for their products, and so we've basically been a lot bigger consumers than producers for quite a few 30 years now. And at one point that's all because we had a strong dollar. Now that that dollar is crashing, and you have a lot of people that are trying to put their dollars to work in cryptos and into stocks and stuff. And it's so easy because everybody has a cell phone where they can literally pull up, access to these things and buy them, get out of their US dollars. It's never been easier than today to get out of your US dollars and get into any other asset, whether it's crypto or stocks, or even getting loans for real estate. Like, it's very easy right now compared to history. And so what's going to happen is your cash, your US dollars, is going to be even more sold off and more devalued, and which causes inflation. Now, like I said, we don't produce much here, so there's not much inflation here, but the inflation is going worldwide, which is why if TVs back in the 40s were the size of a cabinet and the TV screen was 6 inches and it cost as much as a car. Well, TVs have gone down where we all have flat screens and we have TVs on our in our hands now, at a lot less than cars. But which is part of the capitalist economy and how capitalism actually works. It's supposed to drive prices down because you can actually, afford to make more, so prices go down. But now what's going to be happening is the reverse. Prices are going to rise because the value of your dollar is going down. It's going to be a very interesting system here. Let's see here. So I definitely want to make sure that you guys. I want to make sure you guys. Some people, this is going to be very complicated, and for some people, this was really complicated to understand, and people are just now in their own mental growth period where they're being forced to basically decide what they're going to be investing in personally. I got distracted by the chats there, and what will happen is basically people will cause bubbles. People will also scammers, large money scammers. There's always been people scamming people. Will try to get in and take advantage of this. But people are already seeing inflation, and people are already seeing cell phones have gone up, internet costs have gone up, services, everything that we do has basically gone up. Walmart is running out of food in a ton of different areas. And what will happen is people will be forced out of their US dollars as they continue to decline. One of the things that I want to talk about now that everyone's been mentioning silver, and we do have more people in here now, everybody do hit that like button, and we're going to talk a little bit about silver here going forward, because a lot of people are wondering about silver. Is silver the next short squeeze? And why and how and what? Well, like a lot of people are still completely confused on this entire market and what's going on, and it's a lot to bite off and chew. It's a lot for me to bite off and chew. And like I said, I've been involved in this and made a lot of money off of being in the markets. I lost a lot at the beginning, but that was speculative gambling, right? That was when I lost money. I've lost $60,000 in a week back when I got started, and I was trading options. I was shorting options on Apple, which was terrible. Nobody should ever short the herd. Is the main thing when you're trying to make money. You also got to get, if you're with the herd though, you got to get out before the herd gets out. So when everybody else, so this year is a lot different, which is why I'm getting back involved than 2017, because of the accessibility that everybody has, and the access. So that is showing right now, with Robinhood specifically. A lot of people have opened Robinhood accounts and Webull accounts, and they have all this access to move their money, invest it for free, which led to, some problems here. But what happened is, um, a herd. They built a large herd, and then the herd got so big that the rules for the herd, because these rules, this settlement stuff and this clearinghouse stuff, it was all set up in the 30s, where it's 2 day T plus 2 days of settlement. I went and I got all my Series 7 63, and we had to test on all this stuff because it mattered a lot, but it hasn't been broken until you got 20 million users, probably more, on Robinhood, who all got some money, hit a lot of money this last year. They probably all went up 300-400% because they were in Tesla, Apple, and all these things where, the market just drove them up, and their $1,500 is probably worth about 6,000 to maybe 10 or 20,000. I've been watching YouTube. My accounts, I've crushed it this year. I've taken 3 grand and turned it into 50, and this year just in stocks. These were type of gains that you would typically have seen in the cryptocurrency market during some of these pump and dumps, and they were happening in the regular stock market. And now those people all have decided to uh, collectively start to join together. Humans are very tribal. We're social creatures. We're very compassionate and caring creatures, especially if things are going good for us, which these people have all been making, money this last year in at least some form or the other. So their outlook on life has been very positive. And what happens is these things basically come out all together, and it's a herd. Um, but what is happening is this group is now restructuring the way the markets are going to be for the future. You're not going to have investment advisors like when I started, and we were a cold calling firm. Our trades just to get in were anywhere from $30 to $75 just to get someone in a position, and now it's free, which is obviously why everybody would love to put $500 to $1,500 into stocks and give it a shot. They've all been told that as well. They've all been told that money is made on stocks and real estate, so it makes sense, right? Why these have taken off. It's a beautiful, it's a beautiful change that Wall Street definitely, excuse me, needed to have. Um, I don't ever take breaths, by the way. I can talk like this, and I have so much. The reason why I'm really good at what I do is because my brain just works on, like, I did just take a drink there and took one breath, but my brain just goes over about 1,000 possibilities when most people's can maybe go through like 100 in the same time frame. Got an extremely fast problem solving brain. So the thing, and if you're just now getting in here, please hit that thumbs up button there and share this as well. I'm once I wrap up with my points here, I do try to read. Yeah, I do try to read the chats on the side, but I definitely want to keep going with my thought process here. Because it explains a lot. I would like, and you guys, there's also going to be people that you need to go back and re-listen to what I said, because I do talk sometimes when I get on my I can just talk and talk and talk and talk about this stuff because I'm so passionate about it. It's really easy to talk about. So um the things that I wanted to share with you guys is that there's a collective group. It's called a herd. They call it herd mentality when you're studying finance. And this happens, there's a lot of herds out there. And these herds are becoming more and more viral. Just like someone said in the chat, just like TikTok. TikTok's, hot center for things to go viral, which is why, Dogecoin has taken off. Dogecoin is still rising. Dogecoin is rising today. But there's not just that. Like, it's not just about social media. What it's also about is it's also about supply and demand, and it's also about who will allow you to buy um, the how accessible it is. This is how we made a bunch of money in 2017. This is how I was able to afford the grow that I work at now, because I made money because I saw. And this is what I'm trying to teach all you guys that are in here right now. Still, there's about 20 of you, I think, and I want you all to understand how I have made money, so you have a chance to make money. I didn't start an entire grow out of nothing. I put money in to cryptocurrencies in 2000, what was it, 16, and I traded them, and you guys watched my trades, and I was in many different bubbles. I got in and got out, and I took profits. The key thing with this is you're going to see bubbles. You're going to see bubbles like GameStop. You're going to see bubbles everywhere. You're going to see bubbles like Dogecoin. They're not done though right now, and I haven't gotten to explaining those yet. There's going to be bubble. I think Ripple's going to soar here. I don't know, like maybe $2 is the price target. It might be go up 400, 500% from what it is right now. The reason why is because the markets are breaking right now, which is why I jumped back in here to cover markets with all of you guys, because of the fact that the world is the world is going to the confidence in the way that it used to work is disappearing. The brokerage houses like Morgan Stanley, Merrill Lynch, and everyone that has all the old money, their process of getting new clients and building assets is completely just tanking, especially this last year. So we already can predict that they're going to be, struggling as more and more Robinhoods and Weebles and all these online things come accessible and come easily accessible. And that's why Bitcoin has had such a surge. That's why all of these other coins that's why Dogecoin. Let's go to Dogecoin right now, and why I don't think it's done at all, and why I think it surged. Not only is it pumped by a couple Wall Street bets, different groups, but it also got pumped on TikTok, and Dogecoin has been around with Bitcoin since 2013. So Dogecoin actually has like a lot of history where people are like, well, why is this still worthless? Well, the fact that Dogecoin got put on Robinhood, and people's deposits, you have, like I said, you have this group, the Robinhooders, which is a group of investors that are all in Robinhood, and they're all kids. Well, what not all kids, but what happened? There are all sorts of people. We should restate that. What happens is, and I'm guilty of this too, when a deposit hits your account, you want to spend it. I guarantee you, when you put money in a brokerage account, it will not just sit there or a crypto account or whatever, it will not sit there as cash. So when Robinhood, along with the pumps and the tweets and the viralness of Dogecoin going out, when Robinhood restricted GameStop, AMC, and all these other things on their platform, they did not restrict Dogecoin at the same time. And at that same time, people could not buy GameStop or AMC or any of these other highly shorted stocks. They saw over here in TikTok and other areas that Dogecoin was going viral, and they still had access to buy Dogecoin. So that pumped it even more, because now you got people that can't wait to buy shit on the on their apps, and they're like clicking GameStop, and it's like no, 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 but they click over here on Dogecoin, which is also up 100%, and it allows them to buy it, and that's how you get a giant run up. Where the heck is Dogecoin? Let's go to that, because Dogecoin, so this is the cool thing about Dogecoin. Dogecoin is still relatively small market cap wise, but oh, man, that's a nice looking chart there, for bubbles. There we go. Oh, we got to go back a week, I guess. Okay, there we go. This is looking like it's about to go again. By the way, Dogecoin is. It's looking like that. We'll see here as we get above this 5 cents level. It could start spiking. The thing with the way that I trade is I want 500 to 1,000%, and I want to put $200 to $1,500 into an idea. When I used to work at a cold calling firm, like I said, back when it was $70 a trade, the first job I had when I got my Series 7 and 63, we were cold calling people, and you know, we would always ask them what they would put into an idea, and we would compare it to getting returns like Apple or Google, and you know, most of it was cloud computing, and did really well. The clients did, but you know, that was back then. That was at the very end. Then Bernie Madoff days came around, and big scamming, and you know, a lot of people just didn't want to invest their money. So what's going on right now is, as the markets start to break, this week is very important, because I believe the SEC is going to slap something, and cryptos are going to take off, because they're going to start trying to restrict access to stocks and options and investments in that market, which in turn is going to piss people off even more, because what's going to happen is Robinhood and the people behind Robinhood are going to need a bailout, and the people behind covering these short positions are going to need a bailout. Well, the people are going to get really, really pissed off, because, all right, you're bailing Wall Street out again, and you can only give, you know, the people $600 stimuluses, and they put those $600 stimuluses in GameStop, and then now we can't even buy GameStop. You know, so there, if you guys can, you know, roll with me here and absorb the future time energies, and understanding going through 1,000 possibilities here, a lot of them point to a complete change in the way our markets work. Kevin says he invests here in S&P, and I invest in ideas. That's not true. That's not true at all. If you go through the last year, I didn't cover any of my stuff the last year. I was in the triple Qs almost the entire year with leap options, and they did great. I have no problem with those people that invest in the S&P 500. I have no problem with most of your accounts being, you know, this type of stuff is, we're looking for 10 times our money to 50 times our money. We're looking at bubbles like that and just putting a very small chunk in there. That's all I ever do. Like I said, this is never investment advice. This is just documenting my own experiences, talking to random people live across the internet. Nothing should ever be portrayed as financial advice. And if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, because I'm trying to make sure that you guys all get a good education here. You have a little bit of fun. If you got a joint, light it up, ask some questions in the chat, and let's have a little bit of fun here on Sunday. Because, like I said, I'm covering this because I know that things are breaking. I've been in the industry. I've made money in this. I've made a lot more than likely than Kevin K has, being in the S&P 500, because I know how to. I understand. I was on Wall Street. I went to college where we had $1 million endowment fund, where I was the head portfolio manager of that endowment fund, and we crushed it because we were taught how it works, how the system works, and how uh, how these things always work. There's a reason why large companies like Walmart, Amazon have done extremely well, and you can't fight it. Of course, everybody says they hate Amazon and Walmart. Well, I do too, but that doesn't mean it's going to prevent me from making money. Just like there might not be any reason for Dogecoin to go up 1,000%, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to pay attention to it and watch it and learn from it, so that if I want to get into a bubble with 1%, maybe 1% of the value of what I trade in, because I want to see, $1,000 go to $20,000 in my account, then I'm not fearful to step in with just one toe. You know, there'll be a lot of people that get their butts handed to them. I appreciate you all. Yeah, I'm holding. I went out and actually refound a little bit of Dogecoin that I had from a long time ago. And I'm holding. Look at it right now. It's going. It's going just fine. Um, if I could show you. Oh, if I could show you so many different crashes that I remember in the last uh sometimes this is just the beginning of bubbles. Um, and I believe we're about to rewrite history, which wraps me back around to the silver coin, guys. I know y'all love silver coins there. Um, I know that you guys love silver. There's so many people that have been waiting for silver to explode. There's so many people on YouTube that have been documenting their silver positions and why silver should explode, and JP Morgan and all their fraud. I was trading live futures markets when JP Morgan literally ran up the futures market in Japan, and to $50 an ounce, and all that manipulation that happened. So I know all about silver too, and now what I personally believe in is that silver coins are going to be physical silver coins are going to be the big winners, because of the fact that all of this market chaos wrapped up is going to make it all become digital, and it's all going to be led to more regulations and more spying and more watching and more tracking of your digital assets, which is what will happen to this, because the government's going to regulate the crap out of the little guy during this, which is why cryptos are going to take off, because people are going to be pushed away from stocks and the normal values of stocks. Now, if you got a big basket like the S&P 500, you're going to see a lot less volatility. It's probably a good thing if you can't handle stomaching it and staying up all night, because that's what will happen to you if you dump too much into a position. If you dump money that you can't lose into a position, you'll find yourself not sleeping at night. If you're confident in what you did, you know, it's $2 grand into Dogecoin, say, you'll be able to sleep at night if you're confident and you have faith. Just like if you have faith in Lord Jesus, you're confident every single night to go to sleep that you're not going to die, that you're going to wake up the next day and have another bright, brand new day. So, you know, wrapping it all up together, this type of stuff, if it does affect you personally and emotionally, and outside of what you're investing in, then scale back. You're in a little bit too deep. But if you are you know, if you're confident, if you're like me, where I've you know, I've been through this, I've made a bunch of money in it. I understand also that when a $1,000 position hits 50,000, and you start saying, "Oh my God, well, if it just goes up this much more, I'll have that much money." As soon as you catch yourself saying that to yourself in the head, start getting out of your position right then. Because I guarantee you, everyone in the entire world is sending that same energy. That's why you're feeling the energy. That's why you're seeing it. And you're about to get the bag handed back to you empty if you don't get out. That's how you get out of a bubble. And so, hey, what's up, Robert? Always good to see you there, buddy. So one of the things is the feelings of emotions, the feelings of the energy, the feelings of look at Dogecoin. It's going. Here we go. I don't know why it's going, but I really like it. Like I said, I went out and got myself a little dabble of it because I understand how these bubbles work, and I understand when. So in 2017, most of the time I made my money off of limited access. When I was able to make money on, I made some money trading Bitcoin Cash. One of my biggest trades that I traded live with everybody, just like I am now, was Bitcoin Cash. And what happened is, I bought it. We saw it. We saw it on the chart, just kind of like this. What happens is they come back to these price levels right back in here, kind of where they broke out, right? And then if it's a crap, it'll continue selling off. If it starts to get some buyers back, what happens is all of these. Let me go to Bitcoin Cash. I wonder if I could see where the where I did that trade actually, because I bought it like I was buying it at 200, and it went to $2,000 within that day, and I got out that day, the same day, because I was up 1,000%. I was very happy with that, and you know, that's what I'm talking about, though. When you can feel it, you can feel when. So it must have been back in here. Had to be somewhere in here. I don't know. It was right before. Yeah, probably the last time you guys talked to me. Here's so this part of the chart right here. Okay. I wish I could zoom in better. Oh, maybe I can. This will be interesting because I want to show you that this is where we are in these next bubbles. So right here, this is Bitcoin Cash. So see how it now if you just look at this, I wish I could get this stupid thing off of here, but look just to the left of my cursor there and look at that tiny little chart there. If I could blow it up some more. Oh, maybe. Here we go. It's probably going to screw up everything else. So you got your initial part of your bubble right there, right? Wow, you know, it goes from, let's see, what does it go from here? You know, $200 to 1,000. That looks like a big bubble. 500%. Made a lot of money there. Okay. Well, it comes crashing back down. Everyone thinks it's going all the way down to zero. This is when I bought back in then, because I saw the move. You could probably go back in my videos 2017 and look at this stuff. So what happened is they all kind of sell off. Well, this is the original breakout point right there. And then you start to see buyers come back in. And what happens is everybody that sold during this downtrend right here is forced to get back in right here and here and here, and it drives it up. And I think I got out at $2,300 or something like that at that point. I don't know. You can go back probably, and I took a lot of those videos off of back then, but they were probably pretty educational. I'm revisiting it now. Okay, so you can see that that's just the beginning of the bubble, right? And that's where you want to buy right here. You don't buy on these big peaks. You absolutely do not buy in the big peaks. But once it comes back down and retests these levels where it previously was a peak, those are typically buying points. So in these bubbles, you got to be smart and trade technicals. If you're not into bubbles and you're into buying the S&P 500, then just buy it and hold it for 20 years, and inflation will be just fine for you. But this time around, it's a little bit different. Just like, okay, now let's go back to Dogecoin here. So, okay. Now that you all saw that little chart there of Bitcoin back then, let's go back to Doge here. And Dogecoin is just, what's happening is it's getting a increased boost because Robinhood, man, it's just, okay, here we go. Here goes the Doge. What happened is Robinhood has given access to buy this. And it's going to be the same thing. The same chart is happening right now in Ripple too, because Ripple is a big it's supported by the banks. Supported by the banks for use of transactions. So the banks, they, during this breakdown, they could be choosing Ripple to reestablish their own. They could be using Ripple to reestablish their own quickness, because like I said earlier, I worked in the industry. The clearing is T+2, and that's why you have 3 days of clearing, because the regulations actually say that, and it's got to go to the DTCC and be cleared there, and it has to go. Like you said, it's too slow. It's way too slow. Back when I used to work, even then, I was like, why are we still using this? This is archaic. It's on legacy basically, and we're using DOS programs in the background that are extremely slow. Everything's outdated. This could be the event. This could be the very beginning of the event of replacing that system with the crypto system. As soon as that starts to happen on a huge scale, and I already know that a few banks actually in the background are starting, like I think Bank of America is already starting to use certain crypto blockchain type of technologies when they're verifying everything in the background. And what happens is the what happens is they will all catch on, and they will all start to use the same thing, and they will start to replace their old systems with this quick verified crypto system. That, along with the crashing of the dollar, will make assets go up. Everything except for bonds is going to go up. Bonds will crash along with the dollar. So I got to state that. The one thing, before I go into all this, everybody hit that thumbs up, hit the like button, spread this to your friends, because I'm going to keep going over this, and hopefully you're all able to start piecing some of this together as I talk about it, because it's very important. This is the reason why I'm jumping back from a very nice, easy, like, growing is a lot easier to understand than all of this to understand. But this is just so important because this is my other passion, which is finance. This is what I made all my money on to start the grow, and I want other people to know what's going on. And it looks like we have almost 40 people here live right now. I love you all. Thank you. Hit that thumbs up button. And I want you all to be able to understand this, so as we go through the transition, you guys can at least see it, hear it from me, understand it. If you have no clue what is going on, this will just be the beginning for you, and you'll at least be able to get in before the rest of the people on Main Street, and you'll be able to follow me in my educational experience here, where I'm just documenting. I'm documenting everything that I am seeing here, because I know that our financial markets are just about to completely change and rewrite history, and we are going to see a very large over the next year. We're going to see a complete change. I think it'll happen. So one of the things with these bubbles, and one of the things with these with technology, is that everything moves a lot faster. Everybody knows that. With everything moving faster, it has been reprogramming all of our brains to be instant gratification, absorbed with instant gratification. And when we have that, and we have the access to spend our money, we are basically going to all be, and you got to be careful of this, we're all going to be turned into addictive gambling degenerates that are trying to find what casinos got, all the winning hands, basically. And it will be something where the poor, the people that don't get involved, are going to really miss out. The people that wait are going to miss out. There's also going to be people that get involved that are going to get scammed. There's going to be a lot of these pump and dump groups that try to pump certain things, and they're going to make you jump all over, around, everywhere. You're going to have money where you don't even know where it is, and you're going to get, some people are going to get scammed about that. But if you are taking in information, you're acting, but you're acting smart and slow and small, then you will learn, like I did. You will learn how they each move. You will learn about pump and dumps. You will watch pump and dumps. You might be invested in pump and dumps, but you will have a higher chance of not losing, the probability, if you understand how they work and how to take profits when you're up, and how to spot the beginning of pump and dumps, and how you can also spot the beginning of successful and more intelligent pump and dumps than others. Some of them definitely are more intelligent than others. GameStop, AMC theaters, all these highly shorted positions, very sophisticated, very intelligent speculative bubbles, because it's not just off of one fake news article. This is actually a bubble based off of supply and demand and real mathematics. So there's a difference. There's a difference between, like I said, smart bubbles and not, because smart bubbles last longer. Smart bubbles give you a chance to get in and get out, which is what we want to be. There's bubbles everywhere. The housing crisis back in 2007 was a bubble. But since it was real estate, everybody, in such large assets, that not everybody even, considers that like a penny stock pump and dump. But that was just a Federal Reserve pump and dump based off of interest rates. So there will be blood, there will be bankruptcies, there will be bailouts, there will be more money and stimulus given to Main Street, which is all of us, because they're going to have to, say, well, we got to bail out Wall Street, so in order to do that and not piss everybody off, we better give everyone another $2,000. And so what do they do with those $2,000? Every one of these 7.5 million people here, wherever they are now, let's see if they're at 7.5 now. Let's see. Hey, there you are, 7.5 million people now, degenerates that are all on Wall Street bets. Let's see if it gives us the actual number. Oh, not yet. We're 30 million shy, or 30,000 shy. I'll bet you by the time I end this stream that they get here. So, oh, there's everybody in the chat. Thank you. Hi, and I love all you guys, and I especially love my #1 fan, which is always my mom dropping in there. She's been my #1 fan since I've been born, so I got to give a shout out to her, the wonderful woman that gave me the other half of my brain with my father. But you know, this stuff develops. If you're brand new, if you have no, you know, if you're just like, wow, what do I even do? Because you think you're so behind everyone else. You're not. You're not. You're by paying attention today, you are still early on in the wave. You are still you're still going to be early on in the entire market's breaking. It's going to be interesting. Like I said, guys, it's the markets are going to slowly, they're not going to break, but they're going to be this section where the clearinghouses and these guys got to go bankrupt, and they're going to have a lot of money on their hands where they're going to have to, they're going to have to get a bailout, whether it's $500 billion or whatnot. It really just depends how crazy this next week gets. It's going to be it's going to be something that you have to watch, just like all these other bubbles. If we go back to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin in 2017, where? Sometimes I get a little bit lost here. There we go. If you go back here in 2017, you see that bubble right there. See how it goes. But you also see when it pulled back, just like what I was showing you in Bitcoin Cash, I was showing you in Dogecoin, I was showing you in Ripple. I showed you guys all of these different things all over the all over the different cryptocurrencies. This has happened. This has happened many times. I always got to tell you though, if you don't time the upswing, and you bought at the high, it usually pulls back 80 to 90% from the high, and then it goes up 400 or 500%, and that's all based on inflation and the fact that there's only where you look at these different things is you're going to look at the supply and the demand there, and you see Bitcoin only has, the reason why Bitcoin has done so well is not only was it one of the granddaddy of all cryptocurrencies, but it also has a limited supply, which definitely helps it. Like you get to Ripple, so that this is 18 million, max supply is 21 million, right? That's why it's at $32,000 a coin. Well, you're never going to get that type of rally in Ripple, for instance, because look at this supply. 45 billion already. Max supply 100 billion. So it's going to take this a lot more money to get to 40,000 than Bitcoin did. It's just it's just going to take what is that? 50 times maybe? 50, yeah, something like that. 50 times the amount. So, you divide Bitcoin's price by 50, And you know, if Ripple were to take over for the entire, you know, I'll say the entire market here of all financial transactions, then the max price might be like $700, because we'll just take the 35,000 right now from Bitcoin divided by 50, we get 700. So that's where you can see, you know, realistic. That's where you can literally see realistic prices, and calculating these things can be quite difficult. There's a lot of I mean, this is algebra, you know, removing the x and everything. But we do have and so let's go here. Let's see here. Does it tell me anything here? Let me see if when I look up symbol summary. So this is why GameStop and you know, these other stocks have gone up. And this also explains why it was so hard for silver to go up. Jumping back to silver, everybody, if you haven't already, hit the thumbs up. I'm going to be talking here about silver for the next few minutes, and I'm going to talk about supply and demand and why silver coins are going to be way more expensive than anything else in the market related to silver. And I think silver is going to be nuts because silver has so many derivatives and the supply is so hard. It's really actually hard to move the markets in silver because of because of the fact that um, it has so many different ways you can trade it. Is the problem. Okay, so look at this. So GameStop only has 65, you know, million shares outstanding. So what that tells you, and there's still 73. I don't know where this guy gets their number, stockcharts.com, but there's still 73.51 million shares short, and I'm sure that increased. I know a lot of people were going in here, jumping into GameStop up here, trying to short it. Well, that's the whole point of this. Is it's got low supply, and just like Bitcoin, and it also has a huge short position. The problem with all these cryptos is they don't really have a huge short position. Now XRP, I believe, does have quite a bit of a short position, but I don't even remember where to see some of these things. I don't think you can actually see it on CoinMarketCap, but it's really hard to short cryptocurrencies, basically is what it is. So the cryptocurrencies have that going against them, where, you know, if we go to GameStop and we go to even AMC over here, let's go check out their let's see here. Let's go check out what they got going on here. Okay, so shares outstanding 109 million. But there's only 56 share float. So people are all buying these because of a viral trend. People hate Wall Street. People hate the fact that Wall Street gets bailed out every single time from their mistakes. Well, the American people believe that they haven't, you know, even made any mistakes, and why can't you give them money? Well, because I can tell you exactly why. Because the Wall Street and all these firms, especially pharmaceuticals, they are the ones that uh, literally are going to be the ones making all the money, getting bailed out, and the little guys get nothing. So there's a big and there always has been. Why do they get to make money and we don't? Um, is it has been the and then every single time there's a crash, we go back to even, but yet they get to keep all their profits and revenues and sales numbers and their 2% that they used to charge everyone. Well, that's all going away. Like I said, everything is changing, and now this group of 7.5 million people are all joining together, becoming the largest hedge fund to bankrupt some of these, like GameStop and AMC, and I think it was COS, and there's a few other ones that are super highly short. Tootsie Roll, the company that makes Tootsie Rolls. Who does not like a Tootsie Pop? Who would ever short a company called Tootsie Rolls to make them go out of business? That's un-American. That really is. It's just like, Heinz ketchup. You don't short that either. You don't short Coca-Cola. You don't short Pepsi. You don't short, you just don't. Uh, so these smart guys, they think they were smart until someone else became smarter than them. That's what happens here. That's what happens. That's why you got to be adaptable. You got to be open, and you got to be able to access this stuff. When people basically when people start outlawing stuff, it's only the outlaws that have it, and the price of that outlawed stuff goes through the roof. So we see that with Robinhood, and we see that with all the other brokerage firms, and they are basically going to run out of ideas and money, and because they're not going to be able to keep up. They're not going to be able to keep up with the populace. The populace is the whole entire population against these people. The populace is uprising, and they're uprising now in a digital world. This is a digital protest against Wall Street, is what this is. Just like the protest for everything else that happened in the last year from every side, now everybody has joined together because it's not a political thing anymore. It's like everybody versus Wall Street, which is what it should have been. This is truly the problem, and then Wall Street's integration with politics and the integration with who they decide gets to succeed and fail is the problem, which it makes your financial freedom basically non-existent. So they've been doing this for a while to many people. That's why nobody, most people have not, unless they've been lucky and they've hit some of these bubbles and got out at the right times, or they were educated enough to know that these bubbles are there and to get in and out. You can see you could get in and out and make 300%, and it goes up 1,000%, and you wish you were in, but then as soon as it comes down 50% from there, you're like, whoo, thank God I didn't do that. So yeah, let's go to Twitter and let's go see. Someone just said, let's go see if someone just said that literally Elon Musk, this guy's spamming us. That Elon Musk texted something about, or not texted, tweeted. Let's go see. Where are you? I'll bet you he didn't. Looks like Eli Paper might be just a spammer. Let's just see. Oh, talking about his cool rockets, more rockets. This was when he talked about Dogecoin. Elon, he was laughing yesterday about Dogecoin. I don't see where he said anything about AMC today. I don't think that he's gonna. I don't think they need to. The short position. So if you guys go look at those short positions, they let's see here, high short interest. Let's see here. When I went here last time, all right, here we are. Look at this. Look at this. This is just beautiful. They have a website. Literally, you can go see high short interest. Get rid of this Eli Paper guy. He's gonna get put in a timeout. Okay. So how do you get started? There's a couple ways you can get started. Depends on what you want to get into. I really like these companies here because these are the companies that are being attacked. Basically, these high short interest companies. This one, like I said, someone in there says Tootsie Roll is amazing. It is. Look at it. It's got a low float too, which means there's very few shares out there that even anybody can buy. You know, look at AMC. This is all that there is out there that you can buy, just like Bitcoin. Bitcoin's only got 21 million. So this is why these are being attacked, basically. Is because these guys with short interest of 121%, not even sure how you get there, still haven't figured it out. But you are literally, I mean, you have to be borrowing without having the collateral, which is crazy. Like, whoever allowed these people to do this, like, it was very illegal. It was against regulations, at least, which would be illegal. So, yeah, what happens is, so someone wants to create an account, and how do they buy? It depends on what you want to get into. So a lot of people liked Robinhood because it was super easy and convenient. There's another company called Webull who is taking a lot of the Robinhood customers right now, but they don't necessarily have access to everything that you want. Everything that you want might be everything that you want might be. This is where I was talking about accessibility. Webull is really good. Webull is, but Coinbase is also good if you're just talking about cryptocurrencies and you're just new. You know, is the thing. Once you get into those areas, the first thing you have to pretty much always do if you want to get in cryptos is buy Bitcoin, and then you trade your Bitcoin for other cryptocurrencies in the cryptocurrency industry. Now, there are certain, depending on what coin you want to buy, there are certain places like Dogecoin where they Robinhood locked you out. So that's why and Robinhood locked you out of GameStop and AMC. So that was the problem with Robinhood, is they were great until they locked people out. Well, that doesn't mean your crypto goes away or whatever, or your shares. Like these companies nowadays are actually pretty safe and secure. But the thing is that when you're when you are trying to, you got to know what you want to buy. So if you go and you say, I want to buy AMC, okay, well, you got to find a brokerage firm. And you can go online and do a little research, spend 2 to 3 hours. You got to remember, if you're going to spend $500, right, on buying, say, AMC or GameStop, go do 2 or 3 hours of research on this type of stuff and go find out how to buy it, and then go also look up the reviews for how you're going to buy it. I bought a few Dogecoin on an app called Anchor US Dollars. I'll type that in there right now into and there's another one called Uplift. I just typed those both in there into the chat. So those two sites right now are still allowing you to buy Dogecoin, and I don't know if you can. Let me see if I can show you on my phone here. Maybe that's what that looks like though. So now what happens is, the reason why I'm, getting into these positions and why I'm jumping on the hype train is because I see exactly what I saw back in 2017. The people that had access to moving their funds around freely in the grand scheme of things, they will. Oh shoot, where did that chat go? There it is. The quicker you can move things around, the quicker you can get into these positions that are soaring. Because what you have to do is you got to think about, okay, there's going to be a giant wave of people. I might not be first, but just like if you're in a wave pool and the giant wave is coming, the guys at the very deepest part, are going to be on there first. And as it all floods out, everybody's going to be pushed out and everybody's going to be in the same trade. And then it's all going to go and the water's going to become flat again. You want to be in there and try to get out of that wave so that you're not crashing over a bunch of people and chaos happens at that point. But you have to have access. Once you get into Bitcoin and once you get into cryptos, whether it be through Coinbase, like I said, there's Gemini, there's a company called Kraken, then you can start to not only watch the volatility. The volatility is crazy in some of these cryptos. You can lose a lot of money in literally a couple hours in some of these cryptos, especially if they are a true pump and dump, which is why you got to be careful. There's gonna be a lot of pump and dump groups that try to say, hey, I was on this, I was on that. They might not have been actually on that, but they're trying to get a group together for the next pump, which is very important. So it really depends on what you want to buy. When you're trying to get into this, basically, this industry, when you're trying to get into taking advantage of some of these moves that are happening. Because yes, you can make a lot of money, and you can be one of those people that people look back on and like, wow, I wish I was them. You can do that. But you can also be the bag holder, and you can also be the one that buys it at the very top when it goes down. You don't want to buy stuff at the very, very top. So with that being said, let's see here if I missed anything in the comments here. So you got to buy cryptos with cryptos most of the time. You can't really buy, when you go to buy any of these cryptos, almost always the exchanges say that, to move it around, to take advantage of these cryptocurrency bubbles, you got to get into Bitcoin, and then you got to transfer it to using a VPN or something, get it to a place where you can trade cryptos. This Anchor US dollars and some of the other ones actually allow you to get quite a few cryptos to trade back and forth, but that's just how it is. Accessibility is hard. The harder it is, the more likely it's going to do well. The easier it is means that it's probably a scam. If it's so easy to get your money in there and make a bunch of money, then everybody else would do it. But getting into some of these cryptos that are going to actually do well and have a good pump and give you time to get out of, it's going to take a while. So, yeah, if you can use Binance across the world, great. They do block out U.S. customers quite a bit, so you have to have a VPN, and you got to say that you're, in Shanghai, blah blah blah. There's certain things that you got to do on your own that I can't really tell you, because I just don't want to lead you into something that you have no idea what to do, and once you get in there, you don't have me to tell you to get out. So it's you could, that's just not a good thing. Just like I said, I'm documenting my own experience with all this stuff here. This is not financial advice. It never is. It's just an educational experience of some random guy on YouTube that's covering a lot of different a lot of different things that are gonna happen here in the next few weeks that literally will break Wall Street. Um, I'm I'm absolutely sure it's they're not gonna call it breaking of Wall Street. They're gonna try to cover it up and basically update it. But this is breaking how everything used to work. Is what happens because they did have archaic uh, ancient rules and regulations that were put in place before they even had computers that you should be able to transfer your money basically in a matter of hours instead of it taking 3 days. Like, that's just insane. It should be in minutes, just like Bitcoin and just like these cryptos, which is what they need to adopt, which is why cryptos are going to go nuts during all this. This whole entire thing. Give me 1 second here. So, I don't know why I needed I want to go here. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about that silver here. Everybody hit that thumbs up button. I'll be right back in 30 seconds here. We'll be right back. All right, that was great stuff. All right, I am. Oops, I don't know why. There we go. Get you back up here. Give me a moment, and we're going to talk about silver here now. We're going to talk about why physical silver is gonna be a lifesaver for a lot of you guys. We're going to literally talk about a lot here with silver. Not necessarily all these derivatives, but I'm going to talk about silver coins and why I think silver coins could be quite an investment coming up here. If you don't already have some, or if you already have some, they're getting harder to get, these silver coins, and they're already getting more expensive. But the way that we're going, guys, with everything being basically a digital age, they're going to track everything. They're going to trace everything, and they're going to basically make it so that they're watching you and the way that you're moving your money. So I think that when we do talk about when we talk about silver, it's going to be one of those things where when the system does break down and everything goes digital, and then they start to, track and trace us even more, and technology will build those tools so that they can. Um, Silver coins are going to have a lot of use, because if you think about it, when I want to go and do a transaction that I don't want anybody to know about, or I go to buy something in the next digital age here that we're coming into, um, with the financial age of the markets, it will be highly valued that I can take a silver coin and buy something with it, and nobody knows about it. And there's no tracing, there's no rules, there's nothing. So, which is why there are so many shorts on silver in all different aspects in every single market, except for the physical market. You can't really short the physical supply of silver. You can hypothetically short it with derivatives, and you can place your bets on Wall Street. That's what they love. They love placing their bets with big money, making it their casino, but it's a rigged casino in their way, because they can keep making more and more derivatives out of higher and higher leverage, but they're unable to, make the physical supply of silver, go through the roof, which is why, now, after the GameStop and AMC theaters and all of these other companies that have high shorts, now a lot of people are like, hey, what about over here in silver? We've been waiting for this forever. Well, this is very true. Um, yeah. So this is very true. Uh, with silver being such a highly shorted derivative around the world, that it's going to be tough, which is why I haven't jumped on the silver train and haven't put a bunch of money into the silver market. It will happen, and we have physical coins, is the best way to go against it. I mean, the coins are selling at astronomical rates compared to, for instance, what Silver Trust has. Yes, these will all eventually be forced to go up, because what's going to happen, in my point of view, is, well, silver and currencies around the world are going to, to stop buying U.S. dollars and bonds, specifically treasuries, and they're going to put their money in physical assets, that aren't depreciating. The problem, we talked I didn't talk, I guess, a lot about it, but I talked a little bit about bonds. The problem with bonds is the interest you earn is in U.S. dollars. So just like rental properties, those people are being paid in U.S. dollars in cash at their jobs, and your payments on interest is going to go down. And bonds and real estate and loans and everything is very, very tightly correlated, and you're going to have no buyers. You're going to have no bid on these certain, especially bonds, U.S. dollar bonds, backed bonds. Not only backed, but their payments are in U.S. dollar, because nobody's going to want to go in the market and buy a 20-year treasury that gives you, 2.5% interest, and when the inflation of those U.S. dollars is going to be 100, 200%, which is the devaluing means inflation. It's kind of a backwards, thing. Inflation of prices is what happens. So it's really a it's really going to be a market where some things crash and some things, do very well. A lot of people talk about this K-shaped recovery. Well, you got to, the K is some parts go up and some parts go down. That's why it's shaped as a K, right? Well, this is going to continue. This is going to continue to happen. It's always happened. Like in every single crash, a lot of crashes, everything goes down, but certain things come right back and certain things, don't. So when we talk about silver and we talk about how hard it is to, get it to, actually do a short squeeze, it's very hard, but it will happen. It will probably happen. It'll take a lot more than a Wall Street's basically group here, Wall Street's bets, jump, even though they have, the world's largest hedge fund, blah blah blah, together. They're not all gonna jump into silver, um, in every market that actually matters. You know what I'm saying? So is there still a connection issue? Okay, let me get out of here. Let me get out of, I don't even know. Let me get out of this random website. Hopefully this is a little bit better now. Now that I blocked off some of these I don't out here, guys, at my grow, I have terrible internet. Hopefully you guys are able to hear me again. Someone said that they were having trouble hearing me, that the connection was cutting out. I apologize. Maybe I should get off Twitter. Elon's not really saying anything anyways. So so back to silver, because, and this is why, I've gone with AMC. I've gone with Dogecoin, mostly AMC though. AMC is going to be the one that I have the most faith in, along with and the reason why I went with AMC over GameStop is GameStonk has already had its an incredible run. And also right here, look at that market cap on AMC. You can't tell me, like, one of the largest movie theater companies in the world that had partnerships with Disney and is only worth $1.4 billion here. And is doing volume that's just ridiculous. And the shorts haven't covered. The shorts here, you can see, this has not been updated for this last week. This is what it was before this last week, but I guarantee you that they did not sell out all of the short interest. Sorry, Crypto Harry, you're going in a little timeout. Can't be just posting stuff to take people out of my feed. That's not fun. Everybody here, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. We're going to continue talking about why silver is not going to be pushed just yet. Shorting, breaking the market is happening right now in AMC and GameStop. What happened to Dogecoin? We love some Dogecoin. The reason why we love Dogecoin, we're just trying to get a little bit of some Dogecoin though, because of the fact that oh man, let's go back here. This is where we pull up Dogecoin. The reason why we like Dogecoin here is because Robinhood decided to stop y'all from buying it. When supply and demand comes a problem, and then accessibility becomes a problem on top of that, it makes it just like me and the other business. And when you all watch my videos out here, the stuff I work with right now, The reason why it's so highly priced is because it's illegal still, federally. Well, the same thing, like these guys are trying to make what people are trying to buy illegal. Well, once they made GameStop and AMC and all these other high flyers illegal, well, they still had access to this little Dogecoin, so they bought the heck out of it. And now it's got momentum. And now it has groups that are talking about it because of the fact that if you go back to Dogecoin, it's ran up. You know, it's up. Look at when you see it's up 53%, 54%, and it's still tiny and it's been around as long as Bitcoin. People are gonna try it out, and people are talking about this going to $1. I mean, it could. So you might as well, if you got some money you're willing to lose, whether it's $100 or $100,000. I hope you don't have that much to lose, because if you do, then tell us how to do that. But or tell us what you are doing differently than everybody else. But when we look at these things, it's just getting started. It's just starting to break. The reason why Wall Street's bets attacked all these shorts is because they knew that they'd have to cover here this Monday. This Monday is going to be nuts in the market, guys. It's in all week long. It's going to be nuts, which is why I'm starting to redo videos about this stuff. It's not. So someone asked Ben in there. Not sure what part of the world you're from, Ben, but that is a last name that I don't even want to try to pronounce. So why is Dogecoin basically rising, and why is blah blah blah? He's got so many negatives here against Dogecoin. That's not what's going on. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about if it was a hard fork of Litecoin, no fundamentals, meme coin, long run, almost zero chance of healthy existence. It's been around since Bitcoin, so its healthy existence is a lot longer tenure than. Let's see here. Look at all these other ones. Okay, hold on. Let me go back. Dogecoin. 2013, by the way, on Dogecoin. It's been around. It's been trading. It's got the same exact framework as Litecoin, as Bitcoin, because they're all copycats of each other. These are all copycats. How many pages of cryptocurrencies do we have now? How many? Back in 2017, we just passed 1,000. Do I even want to go to page 40 here to see how many? Oh my God. Jeez, this is ridiculous. So when I was trading in 2017, there was about 800. Now there are 3,982 cryptocurrencies that are all trying to be the next thing. And guess what? They all have value. Look at this one right here. Wall Street Bitcoin literally has value. A lot of value. $24 billion worth of value. What did they have? Absolutely nothing as a cryptocurrency. I'll bet you they're not even associated with the Reddit guys. Okay, let's scroll down here. Look at all these billion-dollar companies. All these billion dollars. Oh, just breaking below $1 billion. Billion dollars. It doesn't take much. Okay, so look, there's a sushi swap coin. It's worth $1.2 billion. Nobody decides what these are worth except for the market. Nobody comes out and says, I want my coin to do this. I had an idea for a coin. I have a whole white paper. I just never published it. I'll bet you that would be worth at least $100 million. It was a great. We got like 30, 40 page white paper, all about a really actually usable cryptocurrency that maybe should be used in the future for a large industry. But I'm not going to share that because I still got it all written up. So we got Dogecoin that busted up to $5 billion. There's nothing in the world stopping that from being $100 billion. Nothing at all, except for it's just like any of these others, any of them. It depends on how many people buy it and what price they want to sell it at. So it's super simple. And with the with today's age of destruction of money, destruction of the US dollar, you can't put any realistic value on anything right now because of inflation. So that's why you got to be a part of something. Just look at this, on 7.8 million people's watch list. Someone said that this was an actual joke. Yeah, so everyone's worried. I guess one of the things is that people are worried about this making money. The thing with GameStop. Okay, let's go back to GameStop, because a lot of people are. This is the one that really want to look at, right? GameStop, because that's the one controlling most of this weird price action. So, well, if you look at it, how can you tell me you actually know where this thing is going? You can't. In a bubble, you can never tell. Now, if we go back further, you still can't tell. That's why it's hard. It's really hard to tell when to sell and when not. We will see Monday, though. We will be, like I said, tomorrow, within 24 hours here, we will know what is going on with GameStop. We will know what's going on with all of these short positions. I have a specific feeling in my gut where I believe these are going to go even crazier, and then what will happen is the regulators will have to step in, and at some point they will have to suspend trading, and that's what regulators typically do. It's going to, and that's if they find anything criminal. That's if they find anything actually wrong. The problem is, right now there's a total disconnect with the media and what the regulatory rules really are. The media will tell you that Robinhood's in the wrong when really they're not in the wrong. They've been doing the same thing that broker dealers have been doing for many years. When I used to work as a broker, a lot of the times, I mean, there was a 300 symbol list there of a no buy, no sell. There was a 300 list of only sells, sell onlys, and those were all penny stocks, obviously. And we we have a we that's crazy. We have an issue where those were usually based off of those were usually based off of, oh, just some pump and dump group getting together and putting out fake news articles. Well, this isn't fake right here, is the problem. The short interest on GameStop and all of these companies, every single one on this page, in every one of these short positions, that's why this workhorse group has gone up so much too. Revlon, Smile Direct Club, like, come on, guys. Rackspace, Cheesecake Factory, Nordstrom's. Look at Tilray. Tilray's got a lot of shorts. It's, that's why whenever there's any good marijuana news, they spike Tilray. We always support that one. It's even though when you go look at Tilray, let's go look at Tilray, because they were a good example of, if you want to go away from Bitcoin and cryptos, go look at Tilray and marijuana stocks, and go look at any crazy bubbles. Look at this. Literally 1 year after the Bitcoin bubble. I wish I could go back a little bit further. Come on now. Give me a little bit more here, Yahoo. How did I even get to Yahoo? Anyways, we go from back then, go all the way up there to, from the 20s, all the way up to, did it reach 200 at some point? At least 145. Slowly came all the way down. Look at this volume, though. Look at where the volume starts to pick up a lot. $3. $3 is what it went down to. $3. That would have been beautiful. It was not going out of business. They were essential. These are the type of buys you want. $3 to $20. That's the same thing that AMC did. Nobody's covering Tilray, though, as much as they are AMC. And nobody's locking out Tilray yet. Because there's a weird connection between media and Wall Street, and there's a weird connection there. Not sure if y'all have figured that out or not, but they decide, they try to protect their goonies behind them that are, given all their incentives, just like the politicians. It's 21st century digital mafia is what they've created. So yeah, Tilray. This is Tilray. That's the one. That's the marijuana one. Super highly shorted, which is why it went from 143 down to $3. And I guarantee you that when it went down there to $3 or wherever it went, there were some shorts that probably covered back then. Right there. Which is why you get this volume. I'll bet you if you go back on this day, it's a lot higher short interest than 33%. If you could see back that far and get that. I don't want to really do that and take the time, because I think you all got the point of what the short interest is. And let me explain to you why this is breaking the system. If you've never been short, it's basically, or you don't know what shorting is, it's basically going into the stock market, and instead of buying stocks, you're borrowing stocks from someone else to sell them for them, because you're betting the stock is going to go down. So you're basically selling them for them today with the obligation to buy them back in the future at whatever price it is. You're going to hope that it's going to be lower, because then you get to take that gain. But if it's not lower, your downside and your loss is infinite, which is why this group is trying to break GameStop. Not break GameStop. They're actually trying to break the short positions, because they have an unlimited loss. They literally can lose infinite money. If GameStop was set, if everybody bought GameStop, all 51 million shares of them, and then they went and they all put in limit prices at $250,000 a share for one share. Now, let me remind you all that GameStop is nowhere close to that. We'll just say it's at $400 here. 52-week range, ridiculous. But if everybody puts in their limits at $250,000 a share, first of all, the broker dealers won't let you do that, which is crazy. They should let you do that, but they usually cap it at a 50% upside. Again, they're manipulating the markets by doing that, because what happens when you put a limit in, if everybody put in a limit at $250,000, nobody would be able to buy back any of those shares unless they paid $250,000 a share. So this group has gotten together, and they are trying to, with their 7.5 million users, they're trying to take up this 51 million shares. And I'll bet you they're darn close to doing it. Along with this one and Space, and everyone tries to jump on to the next one. But the whole point of this is basically to attack one, to break the system, which would be the system of shorting. Now, when the system of shorting is broken and the media covers it, and all these ex-regulators and senators and all this stuff covers it, it makes it go even more viral, which drives it up even more. And like I said, with these shorts, if you do not close it out, you have an unlimited, infinite loss potential, which is why there's issues, which is why Robinhood is having issues, which is why we have a bunch of issues in by the way, the market, and that's why everyone's covering it. Not a lot of people understand it at all. Even the media guys talking about it don't even understand it. Unless you've been in the industry like me, worked in there a few years, ran into these issues, watched these issues, and understand and know the regulatory issues, the regulations that were set up many years ago, and you've seen them stutter, and you've seen them strangle today's technology, which, like I said, something's going to have to change. I really hope that they don't ban short selling, but if they ban short selling, or if they do something weird where regulatory issues, this could go one of two ways. They could either halt GameStop and AMC and the little guys and put regulatory issues on them. Doesn't look like they're going that way, because the media has the back of the little guy right now versus Wall Street, and they're actually painting Wall Street as the bad guys, when a lot of these companies are just following the rules that the guys in suits behind them for the last 70 to 80 years have established for them, because and it's for the protection of the little guy that all these original rules have been established. But now the media and the little guys are saying, hey, this is attacking our freedom and our ability to, have the same fair advantage, which is true. But on the other end, the investment brokers and the investment advisors understand the trends of bubbles, and they understand that little guys usually get crushed in this situation. So it's their fiduciary responsibility. And even when I take my test, Series 7, 63, it tells me about that I have responsibility over, because I'm the licensed representative, that I am supposed to take control of the almost not necessarily like power of attorney, but give a lot of pushback if someone wants to go in there and buy into a bubble or a penny stock bubble, um, because of the fact, but I'm not supposed to deny them of that, which is what's happening here. So there's either the little guy gets regulated or the big guys get regulated in their short positions. Well, it's just like the green movement, and it's just like the attack on social injustice. This is an attack against Wall Street next. Um, People have instant gratification in their mind, and people every 3 months they get bored of what's going on, and so this is going to be one of those times where we literally sit here and we are the other end of it's going to be breaking, where these large hedge funds, and this is the second situation, which is really good for everybody that's getting into some of these large hedge funds are just going to say, okay, we're not going to short anymore in our existence, and shorting is going to be, or shorting is made illegal, and all of these positions are going to have to cover those shorts, which is going to make these stocks go up even more, along with how much they've already gone up. And when you limit access to this stuff, just like the cryptos, they go up even more as soon as you allow access back to them, because the people that couldn't get into them now have access into them, and so it surges. Um, this is why these um, this is why I believe that this next week here is going to be such a huge week. If you haven't already, please drop a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I'm going to try to do market related stuff here on we'll see how often, because I got to cover some of this crazy stuff. You all know that I went from, a crypto channel to a great grow channel. I made a lot of money in the crypto channel back when this started happening. Got a degree in finance, was in the industry. I'm only trying to share this and document my experience here as an educational adventure that everybody. I'm just a random guy on YouTube. I could lose all my money tomorrow. You never know. And you could too. So just be grateful for the day that we have ahead of us. And be grateful that you guys are involved. That, anyone on this channel that's paying attention. It looks like there's close to 80 people in here. Share this with a friend. Share this video, share this channel with a friend. I love to give you guys grow advice. Growing is very mathematical based. It's very a lot of positive energies. You always got to be in a very positive place when you're trading also, because you will get emotional. You'll get attached to money. And it's the people that make money are not attached to their money, usually because they have a lot of it. So if you don't have a lot of money, you've got to be able to capture and compartmentalize. I can't say that word right now that I'm thinking of, but you got to be able to put them in a separate room where, okay, I've made a very smart, wise investment. I've done my research. It's not going to break me if it all goes away, but I believe that this is where my money needs to sit for this amount of time. If you can say that to yourself, calmly walk away after you put in the trade, doesn't mean you're not going to check the price of your, coin on the phone every 5 minutes, but if you can literally make a trade, walk away for a little bit, come back clear-headed, not have any emotional attachment, then you're you're on the right track. Yeah, this is going to be history, guys. The reason why I'm trying to document it and trying to, bring on looks like we have 48 likes. There's 78 of you in here. There's about 30 more of you that need to hit the like button. But I'm just trying to document history. There's there's even groups that are, so there's groups that you'll be watching. Some of these other guys, I've watched a lot of them for the last 5 years. I just haven't been posting on my channel any market related stuff, but there's a lot of people that are coming out of this Wall Street Bets group, and they're trying to make pump and dumps, pump and dump groups. Basically, that's illegal. They're illegal. Pumping and dumping is illegal. So be careful what you get into, because there are a lot of scams out there. There's going to be people that try to jump off of this website here, and I mean, if you get 100,000 of these degenerates that are in this Wall Street group here, and they they're all jumping into a really shitty shit coin here that's on page 40 of the cryptos. um that's a pump and dump. That's be careful, because it'll pump for maybe 15 minutes, and then you'll throw in $1,000, and that $1,000 will be $300, and you'll have wasted quite a bit of your buying power. You need some buying power. You definitely need some buying power. And all it takes is one of these intelligent positions, and hitting one of those, and that's all it takes. To take your $1,000 to 5,000, and then don't just go throw that 5,000 into the next play. You were good at 1,000, try 1,000 again. Get good. Get very good at this stuff. It's not going away. It's going to become even more and more prevalent if you want to change your life, and if you want to understand where money flows. You gotta do the research. You gotta take the risks. You can risk it, and like I said, small risks, because you can risk small 10 times, and it takes one of those 10 to make you back to even. So if you can hit 3 out of 10, that's where you want to be. We're trying to multiply like that. Small good decisions. What is Dodge doing? Dog. We like Doge. I like Doge here. I've been talking a little bit about Dogecoin. Doge. What's funny is like I said, back when 2013 or 2014, I had a position, and I had a MacBook like 2013 Pro or something like that, and me and my old roommate at that point tried to start mining Bitcoin on it, and it was like, all right, we're gonna get like 2 cents a day. Back then, that was actually really good to be able to do that on just a laptop. Well, then we pointed some of it to Dogecoin, and we were making like 1,000 a day, 1,000 Dogecoins a day, and it's something that's been around for a while. The blockchain is actually really the point of these cryptocurrencies, and the point of why it's going up is because nobody cares what it is. People just want an alternative to sitting their money in US dollars when they know inflation is coming. So there's going to be a hype, and there's going to be a herd, and there's going to be viral stuff that if you guys are logged in and paying attention, and completely surrounding yourself with doing the research, you will start seeing these herds. You will start to see how these herds act. You will start to see how they go up and down. That is the literally yesterday. If you were buying some yesterday, you're almost up 100% in Dogecoin. So I hope you guys are doing, it. I think it was down at 0.024 or 525 or something like that yesterday. So we're not too far away from getting to that 5 cents level now. And the reason why I don't believe that it has any problems is because, first of all, that's a bull flag right there. If I could show you guys, let me show you guys. I want to show you guys some pretty cool. These bull flags, they happen in every single market. It's when there's no sellers, or there's no shorting basically happening. Let's just go to the triple Qs, show you how many bull flags are in that pretty little thing. So, I hate all these advertisements. All these websites used to never have advertisements. That's the crazy part too. Okay, so let's go to weekly. Maybe that'll show us a little bit better. Sort of. So right here, we'll just show you this bull flag right here. This is a bull flag. You'll see these a lot, guys. And go research bull flags. Bull flags and are one of the things that show you that things are not a pump and dump. With bull flags, you basically have a big move up, super move up, and then you start to see some selling. Well, that selling, if you look down here, get rid of this again, advertisements, I hate them. Look at the selling. It's starting. So what happens in a bull flag is they're selling, but the selling starts to taper off, and it doesn't get more and more and more intense. You actually start to see where it gets to a point and the selling stops. Buyers start to come in right here. Okay? When buyers start to come in, that's a good sign. Just like back in here. Intense selling, but buyers started to come in. At that point, algorithms and the short sellers, they see those buyers and they start to buy it back up. Well, when they start to buy it back up, usually there's a pretty significant rip from the actual bottom, and it's really hard to time that bottom because you got a lot of shorts that are piling back in just to cover the gains that they made. And then you got people that didn't get in on the downturn and they start having to buy in. Then you break all-time highs and then you get even more shorts starting to cover. And then you get driven up and up and up and up. And then a lot of people are like, wow, I've made a lot of money. I'm going to start selling. Okay, they started selling. But it wasn't an intense selling. It wasn't a big event where the entire world's going to end, right? These are bull flags. Or in certain situations. Oops, go over here. You see that it's kind of looking like that, right? Just on a daily, that's what that's looking like. Cryptos are a little bit different. Cryptos tend to have a deeper pullback as people get scared hands. Y'all have emotions, right? Y'all see your balances go from $1,000 to $5,000. That, and when it pulls back down to $3,000, y'all want to sell because you're extremely happy with your $3,000 or whatever maybe it's 30 or 50. It depends on how much you invented. So the red bars at the bottom, someone asked me, this is the triple Qs. This is all the tech. This is Amazon, Facebook, Apple, Google, Microsoft, IBM, everybody all into one, right? This is the triple Qs. This is the NASDAQ. This is what we're looking at right here. Just the NASDAQ, basically. I trade triple Qs because it's very liquid. A lot of volume, and it's also a basket of tech companies. Made some good money on trading leaps. Go look that up in options. And, if you don't know much about that, because if you're wanting leverage or you're wanting some movements, these are not the places for you. If you're trying to turn 1,000 into 10,000, you're not going to do that going from 100, even in the biggest crash to the biggest ride. You might double your money. That's about it. But with leverage or with low supply, like cryptos have, and there's not many shorts, it's really easy to get a hype and a herd jumping on, especially from something viral like Wall Street bets, just to make stuff, continue on. Now, a lot of this time period was stimulus, and a lot of it was federal money, and a lot of it's inflation, which is why the market has continued to go up. This little pullback right here in the market, I don't believe it's a top. It's only going to be a top until interest rates go sky high and bonds crash. Then everything's going to crash, because bonds are usually, if you go to 401ks, bonds are probably 60% of your entire portfolio. So so what happens is these are just volume bars down here, but the volume tells you a story, and the volume tells you a story of how things are going and why, and they also tell you how much. They tell you how much money is going from day to day in and out, and how much interest it's going in and out. Now, let's see here. Let's go back to this right here. Wow, look at that interest going in. So this, I hate Coin Market Cap, because it's great to have all this information right here at your mouse cursor, but man, is it in the way. Look at all that volume. Let's go out a month here. Let's go out a month. It'll be a little bit better. Look at all that. This down here is volume up and then down. This is the selling volume, though, coming down. It's stopping. You can expect probably a rise, sell off, and a rise. But it depends. Like I said, if you go back to, let's go to Amazon. Amazon is a crazy bubble, and then we'll cover a little bit of Tesla too. Look at this. Look at this bull flag right here. There ain't nobody selling Amazon. It ain't going down anymore than it did right there. You can see that if there was a bunch of short sellers and they wanted to crash it back down, or sellers, it either takes sellers or short sellers. Those are the only positions that will make a stock go down. Because if everyone just buys and holds, everything should just always go up all the time. But that doesn't happen either. So, but you do get these periods of a consolidation. You get some of these people. What happens is you get some people that sell here. Then you get some people that think the world's going to end, so they buy some puts. They think, and then you got, but it's never big players moving money. It's never, the whole market dumping out. So, and that's because they know Amazon's not going to go away. If anything, it's going to explode even more. There we are. Here, look at these bull flags. These are beauties. Amazon's got some nice ones. And you can see, look at back there. You had even a big sell-off then in Amazon. So these charts and these bull flags are the most important thing to see. I have given up on shorting. I've given up on bear flags. They don't work out that well. The only thing that really works out well is being long, and being long stuff that nobody else wants to sell, because they would be an idiot if they decided to sell or short this type of stuff. So these bull flags are going to be a really important thing to watch over the next few weeks, in all of these different things like GameStop and AMC and if it's kind of, let's go to 1 month. No, these charts are terrible. Let's see if we can get a better chart here. Let's just go over here. Finviz, great site, been around a while, just got a lot of pop-ups right now. Alright, look at that. That's a candle right there. But as we get inside of the candle, still not inside of the candle. Gotta get actually daily. So this is an extremely strange chart. Not really, but it's kind of got this, if you were to extend it out here, kind of got this, it's a very large flag, but it's got a, look at this bull flag right there. Went up. I wish I could zoom in on that even better. But, oh, that just makes it all blurry. It makes the Energizer Bunny huge. Basically, you see this here, right here, where my cursor is. Big explosion up, and then it flatlines. That's good. Big explosions up, and then they crash are bad. Look at the, so it goes up, it doesn't crash, goes up, it doesn't really crash, honestly. It just had a really high spike there. It was consolidating right here between, I would say, 400 and 250. Huge. Excuse me. Huge difference in price there, but you can see down here that volume of selling is going away. And as soon as Robinhood allows everybody to go in there and rebuy again, along with every other brokerage firm, when you restrict people, the prices go up. It's as simple as that, because when they figure out a way to get access to it, they will, just like we have gone around getting some Dogecoin. We had to go around everything, and a lot of people went in and bought Dogecoin on Robinhood. That's kind of kind of hype. It's kind of the herd trying to get into something, and it ain't gonna go away because this group here is trying to, break the bank of a few big companies. And the 7.5 million people are now starting to get into pump and dump groups all over the place. So you're gonna see a lot of action here over the next couple weeks. There's some pump and dump groups that I think within the hour they're supposed to start pumping stuff, and then tonight they're gonna start pumping stuff again. Like, it's gonna go crazy. And people are gonna go nuts all over the place. They're really gonna go nuts. What the heck did I just do? How do I get that back? Oh, I'll just have to open up a new one. So that is what is that's what's currently going on here. That is what's going on. And the reason why it's not exploding with silver, we just talked about, but we could recover that again a little bit. It's because silver has so much supply of derivatives out there. You would literally have to have almost every single world currency say, we're going to back our currency with silver, and then it would explode. Like, then everybody would be required to cover their shorts. But everyone is using silver and gold for the last 80 years. They've been shorting it so that their currencies could have high value. If that makes sense. Which is why they've made so many derivatives, because they got to keep shorting. So you wanted to know about another one of these, I think. I don't think that that company Naked is worth even being touching right now, because of the fact that I mean, I'm not gonna touch it. Let's see. Yeah, Reddit. Yeah, so this is the thing. There are going to be companies that, or people that are going to try to blow their accounts up. You all remember me back in the day? Like, you know, it was crazy. There were pump and dumps all over the place. This is definitely a pump and dump. There ain't nothing interesting for me. Um, on this random apparel manufacturer from New Zealand. That's not like GameStop or AMC. It might be getting a ride because it's 70% short, but it's not those two. This group is attacking us, and you know, attacking two companies, GameStop and AMC, because they shouldn't be going out of business. Look, I mean, GameStop has had two consoles that literally came out just in the last few months, and they've been going nuts. And people have been actually going to GameStop, just walking in there to ask, you know, if some of these consoles are available. Just like AMC Theaters. AMC Theaters is going to be around. I can't tell you if you know, naked apparel clothing out of New Zealand is going to be around. You know, that just doesn't sound like it's actually going to be a business. So we're talking about silver. Maybe people were wanting me to talk more about silver. Is that something? Is that a real thing in the chat room there? Everybody want me to talk about silver? Everybody hit that thumbs up button, and also share to your friends. There's 80 people in here. There's 53 likes. Let me get a like out of every single one of you guys, because it's going to help share this channel. I've been on here a while. I'm actually trying to wait for another 20 minutes. So there's a pump coming here, and I want to show you guys live what the pump is. And I want to show you guys how it's going to happen, because I want to document this for you guys, because I guarantee you that this pump is going to come up, is going to be here. I don't want to talk much about it, because I don't want to cover it. I don't want to inspire you guys to buy it, because I'm not a financial advisor. You're probably going to lose all your money on a pump and dump, right? But I want to show you guys what this type of shit is going to do. And I want to show you what's going to happen with your money, if you don't understand already how pump and dumps work. Like, and pump and dumps can be, depending on accessibility, like I said. And you got to remember, the first person that pumps it has access to it. They're gonna go in. They're gonna buy it. They're gonna do what's called front running of a coin. They're gonna go buy it, and then they're gonna tell you all about it, right? So that's the whole premise behind why this is illegal. This is very illegal for these pumpers and dumpers to get a group together and organize it. But I want to follow it so you guys know the history, so that you guys can see. Okay, one is, like, in some aspects of this market, there are going to be people that try to take advantage of other people. In the aspect of this GameStop and Wall Street bets, they're trying to take advantage of fundamentally strong stuff that they think Wall Street was wrong about. So it's kind of is a little different scenario, because pump and dumps, they're usually, like I said, very short-lived. They're not something that's, you know, like GameStop is. GameStop's going to continue to rise as it gets more popular, and the news is not going to change. Like the high short interest, and the fact that two consoles has just been released, and the fact that they have a bunch of uh, um, they have a bunch of uh, of people all together trying to make these moves. Now, I do have, um, yeah, exactly. Someone said that they live next to AMC theaters and they're full every weekend. They are absolutely full. And especially after this price of the stock going up, like it's going to be nuts because now they have a bunch of money to redo the insides of all of their theaters to make them. I don't know if you all been to some of the nice movie theaters. I've only been to a couple, but they got like straight up recliners, and you got like two recliners next to each other, and then you got like 4 or 5 feet, and there's two more recliners. Like that's perfect for the social distancing and the pandemic days right now. Like they're not going out of business, and people are so bored of sitting home trying to find something on their own TV. Like they don't mind the TV part of it, but they want to be outside of their houses. And the movie theaters are definitely going to come back strong. Same with GameStop, like GameStop, Stop, all sorts of mixes up there. These companies are not actually going to be going away. Versus, when we talk about this next cryptocurrency pump, they might not even have a office. All it takes, like I said, is like 2 or 3 guys to program a cryptocurrency, throw it out there online, and ta-da, they could do it from their mom's basement. You know, those companies, I don't think that they're going to be thousands of people showing up every single day at those companies to watch, movies with their families. Most of these, cryptocurrencies. So that's why when we watch this stuff, you're going to see, you know, huge potential money being made, right? Goes up 1,000%. Wow, 10 times my money. Add a zero on. Well, that doesn't usually last very long. Maybe a half hour, maybe two, unless you get a lot of people together, which they're getting. Then it might last a day. But once all those people have invested, what happens? There's no more buyers. And then those buyers, they turn into panic sellers and they crash the price. So yeah, the problem with silver is the derivatives. Now this is where I see a cool problem coming with silver. And I like, if you want to sit in silver and put your money in silver, like it might take a year, might take a month, it might be next week. Might be the next 2 weeks, who knows? Because physical silver is skyrocketing. You can't find it. Well, what do you need in all these Tesla cars and all these electric vehicle cars? Electrical components nowadays, the fastest way to conduct electricity is with silver. So, there's the future. I mean, Elon Musk does not want silver to go excuse me. Elon Musk does not want silver to go nuts, because then his electric cars are going to be even more expensive, right? Right. Until there's an alternative energy, which they haven't found out, that's faster at conducting electricity than silver, but it's not. Then we have so we have a problem there, right? So then Tesla stock and all these other things crash. So the banks behind the scenes, they have a couple of hedges that nobody really understands against currencies, against federal central bankers. They're required to continue to short the crap out of these metals and anything that is going to make the U.S. dollar go up, because they all do really well when the dollar goes down. So it's a complex. Silver is a very intricate. There's so many different world players with silver that it's going to be extremely hard for just one group of investors, one hedge fund, to manipulate it, because it's so large. Unless you are like one of the largest banks in the world, like JP Morgan, and are able to put $4 to $5 billion together to do this. And then it would be, manipulation and illegal, which is what they got stung for, and why they had to pay a few $100 million of fines. And that's what happens. It's just what happens. So silver is yes, it is a very large short, and yes, it should do exactly what these other ones are doing, but the players are a lot bigger, and the supply of the derivative market is huge. So it's going to take the physical silver market to actually affect the manipulated derivative markets, in the grand scheme of things. That's really what it's gonna be like. So so when we're talking about futures and silver, let's just go look at silver. Where is silver here? There it is. So, but look at that. That's so another situation where we get to look at flags, bull flags. This right here is a bull flag. It's a very long, big flag, but this is a bull flag. Bull flags to me are when they try to sell it off, but it just won't go. There's not a bunch of people that believe against it. So when it does this, that's a good thing. That's a very positive thing for markets to go up and then trade sideways for a while, because what happens is not only are a bunch of people writing call options and collecting the premium and whatnot and doing bull spreads, but there's also a bunch of people that jump into weekly puts that think it's going to go right back down for a bubble. They're forced to cover. So a lot of this is a lot of choppiness from that. So, but if you draw it out as a line and a line over here and then another line up, it's going to be a big move. Now, one of the other things I want to comment about bull flags, can you all see it? Let me get some interaction in that chat. Do you all see what I'm talking about? How this is a flag formation, and then the next one up is another big leg up there, and then probably another flag, right? Does that make sense to everybody when we're looking at silver or any of these other markets that have been going up? It's because they're flagging. I believe they are. Is anybody out there? Hello. So the so if you see that, now another thing, the next part of this bull flag is the fact that, okay, well, we have a bull flag that what happens with silver is, so part of the flag and part of the move, it's not always correct, but part of the move is that when you go up, the longer that you actually go sideways, the more energy that is created to go to the upside, right? So when it goes up and then it goes sideways a little bit and then it goes up more, it'll usually do what the first leg is, right? And then go back up, go up and then go sideways or come back down and retest these type of levels here. That's usually what it'll do if it's exhausting the buyers, right? But exhausting the sellers is where it goes up, sells off, but it doesn't ever fully sell off. And then it goes sideways, exhausting, more sellers, trying so hard. Well, all those sellers are trying so hard. There's just that much inflows keeping it up, which means that the inflows of buyers are so strong that they're outnumbering all the sellers, and then the next leg up on silver goes. Now, the more people that are getting short and selling silver during this period means that when it breaks these highs of $30 an ounce, means that's how many people are now more than likely gonna flip-flop and have to buy. They're gonna have to. They're. You got to remember. Usually, what happens with new investors is they get whipsawed. They usually get into this type of. They watch new investors watch something rocket up, and then they get involved. Right? They get involved at highs usually because they finally pull the trigger, which is why I'm back on here and trying to explain this stuff to you guys so that you understand. I mean, there's probably like 70 of you guys. Share this stream out there. We're going up and down. We're going up and down. I appreciate all 70 of you. Let's try to break 100. I would love to break 100 while I'm talking about this stuff. It's been back when I used to do my cryptocurrency days. We used to make some good money breaking doing some live streams, and I want to show you guys this pump and dump coming up here. And it's all based off of a group off of Wall Street Bets here. So we're gonna watch these, and we're gonna pull up a I don't know if I can. We're gonna pull it up here. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna find out how we can watch it. Whatever they're trying to pump and dump a crypto coin today, and I want to show you guys that because it's different. It's gonna be different type of selling right here. There's gonna be a different move here than there is on stuff that, like I said, is fundamentally solid bubbles. That's what we're looking for. There's bubbles and there's scams everywhere. That's what gets everyone afraid to do this stuff. But there are fundamental mathematical bubbles that you can't change the math. 2 plus 2 is always 4. Now, when they try to tell you 2 plus X is 10, you got to be skeptical, right? Right. Because you don't know what that X is. So you got to be skeptical. But if they're putting the information out there and they're not lying to you, then you get to actually understand what's going on. You get to actually understand how these type of things. You can see the sellers dying off. Look at the sellers just get smaller and smaller. Usually you start up a big candle like this, then you go a smaller candle here, you go a smaller candle here. Well, they actually tried to pop it up here, but you got a smaller candle here even too. If this candle right here, if they really wanted to sell silver off, they had a chance. They had a chance right here, whatever day that is. I can't even tell you what day it is. But they had a chance right there. Let's see, that'd be the end of November, whatever date. November 30th, that's the date right there. Sometimes every chart changes, every chart really, I always like these guys. These guys, I've always trusted the way that their charts, got some guys riding ATVs around outside, down and around, and they keep making all this noise here. That's what I keep looking at. But what happens is these guys I mean, you can see the buying right here. You see the buying pressure that's coming up. And what's going to happen is going to be a move that where buying just starts getting nuts and crazy again, and it'll break out above 30. And who knows? I don't know where it will go per ounce. People say $100. People say $200, $300, $400 if it's the right, right with gold there. And so it's correct. Yes, city guy right there saying hello. Haven't seen you in here. City guy Abel. Buying BTC won't crash the banks like buying physical silver will. That's exactly correct. Buying physical silver right now is almost like the same type of FU that Wall Street Bets is trying to do with GameStop and all these other ones that are on this page, basically AMC and everything that's there. I'm gonna take a little drink here. So someone asked me about what Dogecoin is gonna do here. We love to look at a little Dogecoin. Hey, look at that. There she goes. I think we just talked about this this a little bit ago, and we have no problem recovering it. So I told you guys, look at, like, you know, these are bull flags right here. These are bull flags. That means the selling is not there. The selling is and it's hard. These guys are not ooh, hold on. Let's see here. What do we got? I'm trying to be on top of this stuff. These guys are okay. So Dogecoin, this is kind of like a there's a hype and a herd train with Dogecoin that I wanted to be a part of. I stepped in and got some. I got some like 3 days ago at almost 0.04, almost at 4 cents, and then I got some at like 3 cents and 2.5 cents, like. And I, there's only, I don't have the big push. Like, there's 70 of you watching here. I don't have a giant. The cool thing is that I know what's going on. I don't have a huge following, so I get to be involved in it in the back scenes. Same with you guys. You're probably jumping around. You probably watched everybody that's in here that hasn't given a thumbs up to this video. I'd like to get a thumbs up because I'd like to cover, I'd like to keep sharing my knowledge with people because it comes from a lot of experience. And I'm going to be sitting here documenting, my own personal education, and for my own education and for entertainment. This type of stuff is history. Just like if you were all into all the election stuff, or just like if you were into anything in the past, like, if you're trying to better yourself and learn, then this is a great platform. YouTube is a wonderful tool. I have a video with my dad cleaning fish on YouTube, and it has hundreds of thousands of views because of the fact that he's really good at cleaning fish. He might be meticulous, and but he's really good at cleaning fish, and I love eating the fish that he cleans. And so 5 years ago when I shared that onto YouTube, people loved it. People never knew and never saw that how his technique was, and he's even perfected his technique since doing that video. So all that we're doing here is just basically trying to continue documenting everything here. In regards to, like I said, we got less than 10 minutes right now before we're gonna try to watch a live pump and dump. So I've almost been on here for close to 3 hours, and I want you guys to share this to people that are interested in getting into cryptos, and share this channel with them real quick. Try to get them in here in the next 5 minutes. Try to pump up this, because I'm literally going to try to show you guys what a scamming and pumping dump group is trying to do off of this group. And they say they've captured a audience of close to 500,000 people. So we will watch live here, like I said, in literally 7 minutes. And I'll tell you, as soon as they put it out, this dump group, I'm just gonna tell you all. I'm gonna say, hey, here we go. Let's go watch this, and we're gonna go watch it. We're gonna watch exactly We're gonna find it. We're gonna watch it, and I'm gonna talk you guys through it. Last time I did this was, let's see. One time we made a bunch of money on Bitcoin Cash. Showed you all that earlier when I made a bunch of money going from $200 to $2,000 in like 2 hours, and I told you all to get the heck out because this is incredible gains, and then it crashed, 60-70% at that point. Yeah, it's supposed to be something on Binance or something like that. I don't know. A lot of people in the U.S. don't have access to Binance. We will see if we can we can get in here and watch it. We'll find it. We'll find it for sure. They don't know. They don't tell you yet, of course, right? That's part of the pump and dump schemes. Oh, I'm not going to tell you this. That's why GameStop and some of these highly shorted ones were not a pump and dump. The guy's like, hey, I'm in here and this is my information. It just didn't catch wind until it started going up, 200 or 300%. So when someone doesn't want to tell you about the pump, they just said 5 minutes here. We got 5 minutes to if you want to get your friends over here into the stream, post it somewhere for me too. I'm trying to get some more viewers. I'm gonna try to watch this and um, educate you guys. I don't wanna see anybody get hurt with these pump and dumps. There's a lot of money that can be made with a pump and dump and with cryptocurrencies, but you got to know what's going on, and it's you got to understand pump and dump first of all. That the last part of it is pretty much true every single time, everything. I've shown you guys in the last 3 hours the entire history of probably 10 examples of different pump and dumpers, and it's just nuts. It's just nuts. It's not something new. It's not something very old either. It's this didn't happen before like 120. Well, actually, it did. You had the tulip bubble. I can't say that it hasn't been hundreds of years. The tulip bubble was very, very a very big. Give me 1 second here, guys. I'll be right back in 30 seconds. Okay, are you guys all back? I'm back. Alright, sorry about that, everybody. Let's see here. Alright. So, let me see if I can get this stupid thing on here. Oh, I have no idea what that is. Darn it. Well, we're gonna just have to find it here. We're gonna have to find it. I'm here, guys. Do not leave. We are about to cover this somehow or the other. Let's see here. I just really want the charts, guys. Oh, it looks like they might have just released it. Give me 1 second. I gotta come back with it. Okay, so looks like shoot. I'm so PNT was the symbol that they just messaged out. So we're gonna try to watch that here. I'm gonna try to watch it. Let's see if I can. Oh shoot. How do I watch you without the? Let's see here. I'm trying. PNT was what it is. I want to see if we can watch it here. All right. Okay, so I gotta find where this is. Oopsies. PNT. It's gotta be here somewhere. Come on, find PNT. I want to show you guys this stupid thing here. Come on. Oh. Why is it not finding it? It's PNT. Oops, how did the live stop? No. Ah. Darn it. Are you still there? Anybody still there? Ah, come on. Hello, hello, hello. Anybody out there? Can you all see me? Of course it's not on Binance. All right. Let's see if we can get Binance.com to come up. Okay, let's see here. Oh, there we go. Here we go. We finally got her pulled up here. Wow. All right. So now we're watching exactly what happened here with this pump and dump. Look at it. It went up all the way up there and is down 50, 60% now. Woo! This is just what happens, you guys. It's pretty crazy. But they have the ability to pump and dump this stuff. You know, just with a little bit of a Discord message or whatever. And look at it. So this is what's going on. And let's see here. So this is a pump and dump right here. Look at it. It's pumping. But this is already down 50%. So it went up like 1,000% there from whatever. From 15 million. Ah, man, I can't. It's stupid. That doesn't help me at all. But look at them. They loaded up. You can see it. Look at somebody loaded up on this. Ah, crap. I can't even see this correctly. There we go. Just make it smaller. All right. Sort of. There we go. At least you can see that. So, okay. So now let's look at this right here. And like it just came out. So these and you can, this just came out. So we are going to be seeing here but you can see, look at somebody right here and right here. They've been loading up on this. And now they are, let's see if I can get down from a day to like 15 minutes. Man, it's still, so nothing, then all of a sudden, boom, right there, big buy, over 10 million. Let's see, these are at $2. Maybe they're at $2 there. What were they at back way down here? 1/20th of that. So there's about $2, maybe $3 million trying to pump this. It's not that much. Okay? That's what I'm trying to show y'all. Don't get, here we go. Here's a little shorter time frame. Ooh, but let's see if this bull flags. Let's see if it bull flags here. We could. It could be a short bull flag. We don't know. We don't know yet. This could be pretty interesting though, because this group says they have. We're just gonna watch this, right? We're just gonna do this for educational purposes and entertainment value, right? We're gonna watch a live pump and dump right now, and that looked like it was wanting to go up. We'll see. This is part of the flagging that I was just teaching you guys. I was just teaching you guys about this type of flag. I was just teaching you about. Look, it's now trending on Twitter. It's now trending on Twitter apparently. I want to show you guys this. Oh, let's try to pull up our. Let's try to pull up Twitter. As we watch this. Latest here. So this is a pump and dump. We'll see how much they get it. How well they. Let's see how many people are in this. How many people? Anybody in the chat in there? So they do not teach finance in school. A big old road grader coming by. They don't teach this stuff. And whenever you want to learn this stuff, if you really want to learn it, put some skin in the game. Whether it's one share or, don't put all of it when you're learning, honestly. Never put all of it in there. That's one thing I can confidently say is that diversification is key to survival and time. When you're buying options, you want time. Let's see here. So let's see here. Now that this has now that this has come out, let's see. I told you guys, like 15 to 30 minutes, it usually starts to figure itself out. But switch to the 1 minute view. Oh, much better. Cool. That's a little bit better. Okay, so how do you get ahead of a pump? You're involved on the inside, right? Unless it's a fundamentals like real pump that you want to be involved in. Basically, if it's a real pump that you're really wanting to, it's going to have so many buyers that come in a wave that it's crazy, right? So Binance, I've always had good things about Binance. Binance is one of those. Binance is one of those that is blocked for the most part in the U.S. But if you go get a VPN, or you're from somewhere else in the world, then they don't really. A lot of these crypto things, they don't really fully verify you, because if you're fully verified, like a lot of them don't want to fall into the SEC rules and weird stuff like that. So this is a healthy flag right here. Healthy flag. We will see though. Like that basically that dotted line is pretty important. Whatever I put that dotted line at, let's put it right there. That dotted line right there is very, very important, and it could even be down more so about this level here, because right at that point, this moving average, like people just have random places where they buy, right? And yes, this is one of those that was a Wall Street bets type of pump that they were trying to trying to get going on here. We will see here how. Look at it though; it's all over the place. It's up 400%. It went all the way up here. That must have been like 1,500%. But yeah, it's pump and dumps are nuts, guys. They've been around for all the time. They almost all look like this. It'll come crashing down if it's not if enough people don't get into it. It's quite a pumping and dumping is quite a strange like I said, if it's not gonna it's not going to go anymore, then it's not going to go. But it could go. That's why you never put everything into pump and dumps, you know, because you're going to lose it all. 'Cause that's why they have the second word there, dump, you know. But pump and dumps are almost impossible to get ahead of. Pump and dumps are more than likely exactly what they said. Someone pumps it up and then they dump it on the rest of the people as they try to get in. Like all the people that are trying to get in, these guys are dumping those first $10 million, $2 million worth that they bought, because they just turned 2 million into, well, let's say, you know, 12 million, right? That's the whole point of a pump and dump, and to make money. And so we're watching it here, we're covering it, we're seeing exactly what it does as it jumps around here. Now, this has nothing to do with the actual coin. It has absolutely nothing to do with the coin. It has absolutely nothing to do with the the market here. Yeah, exactly. So it has nothing to do compared to like these companies who have high short interest and have real legitimate causes of doing the moves that they're doing. This is just a group that's trying to transfer wealth from some hands to others. And as you see, it's kind of trickling back down there. Like I said, it's gonna find this red line and it's gonna decide what it's gonna want to do. It's either gonna crash below that and get back down here, or it's going to continue on. Because it's got no hype, and it's got no buyers either. You know, this is the group of buyers. That's the second group right there, the people that jumped in. And then this is the big group of buyers selling off. It's just crazy. Doge is running, isn't it? We love Doge. We love Doge. We love Doge because there was a hype train. Oh, there goes the sell-off. Right there. Here it goes. Transfer of wealth. Pumping and dumping. Like I said, they usually last about a half hour. Oh, and you guys are watching this live, right? I ain't manipulating the screen or nothing. I'm not changing anything. We're literally watching a live pump and dump. Oop, let's see here. We might have gotten some buyers there at 0.0005. It looks like, 50 or whatever. A lot of zeros and 5. Looks like there was some buyers there. This would be the moment where they got to test it. This is the moment they've got to test it. So, everybody watching this, anybody learning anything from this? Anybody in the chat there learning? Anybody in the chat learning? This is what you... Okay, now, This is literally the moment where it's either going to find itself and continue running or not. This is where literally buyers have to step in, but I don't think they're going to get anywhere above that next level where those two moving averages are crossing. Let's see here. Like I said, here's the time where it's a buy, the only buy point that you could have possibly, you would have wanted to basically know that this was, down here was a level right here, in between these two levels right here, basically, where a point where if you wanted to risk playing this pump or dump, you would have probably wanted to wait till then. Just as an educational background thought. Thank you, Natalie, and thank you everybody, Randy, and thank you everybody else. Just have your friends tune in too. Look at this. Okay, so here we go. We're getting some movement here. Maybe I should update the this here PNT. Let's also add. Let's get rid of Melvin completely. Oh, someone already tried stopping that. Like I said, those moving averages are important. Algorithms are what trade on moving averages. Moving averages are a very important. Ooh, here we go. Let's see. Let's see. Can you get a little bit of steam here? Is enough people start? So this is another thing with Dogecoin that we love, because Natalie just mentioned Dogecoin, and you all love Dogecoin. We love Dogecoin because we all know what's going to happen. The people are going to choose their currency, and the people are going to choose a currency that they can afford, which is why me and Bitcoin have we've had our rides, and I don't feel like setting any money in Bitcoin any longer because of our rides. Oh, excuse me. It's just I've had good rides. I've got to remember, guys. I rode Bitcoin from at one point I had $300 Bitcoin and I sold it at $700. Then I bought Bitcoin at like $1,200, $1,100, and then I resold it at like $1,900. Then I bought more Bitcoin right around $3,200, and I resold that anywhere between 16 and 18,000. And then I was trading in and out of this type of shit, and pops and pumps, and lost a few of the dumps, and made some back on the Bitcoin Cash, and it was definitely crazy 2017 2018, but all of this is it goes pretty much goes without saying that it's risky as hell, and if you don't have a very strong stomach, oops, sorry, I just keep rocking back and forth in my chair. If you don't have a strong stomach, you're not going to be able to do this type of stuff. Like, you're not going to be able to get in and be down. Like, even though it says up 300%, you might have gotten up when it was up 600% and you're down. Sucks. So it's a game. It's a game. And when you're doing this type of stuff that doesn't have a large herd behind you, then you're not. It's gonna literally be just a pump and dump. So as we watch this pump and dump, we're gonna We're going to talk about all of them, and we're going to talk about the effects of these, and we're going to talk about the viralness of it. It all depends on how viral something goes. Really depends on how much popularity it gets and how easy it is. Like, it's not very easy to get into this PNT. Like, you can't get into it on a US, and you can't get into it, most places. So that's hurting the pump. The pump might be a lot larger if they picked a coin that actually had access to it. You know what I mean? But that's not their goal. Their goal is to get something that's literally has nobody out here trading. 0, 0, 0 on the volume, and then all of a sudden 6.5 million. Like zero, like if you look right over here on my screen, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Oh, now we're dumping 420 Bitcoin in here. That's a lot. That's a lot of Bitcoin, that group got together. And I appreciate you all with the thumbs up and sharing this stream, because we're trying to cover this. We're trying to cover Dogecoin. We're trying to cover that little rise. We're trying to also look over here. What's going on over here with this PNT, unusual buying reached its goal. Excuse me. Well, a lot of the time, some of these pump and dumps can also be orchestrated from abroad too, with people that are pumping and dumping in different areas that, especially this is why they're doing it with cryptos, is because they don't have the regulatory capacity to go after these people that are behind. Who was that first person that put 460 Bitcoin into PNT? Who was that? Well, if he lives in a different country, might never know. Could have been those Russian hackers that try to get in there and get your Bitcoin, and now they've got 460 stored up, and they're about to pump it and dump it into 900 Bitcoin or 1,000 Bitcoin. It's a crazy world we live in, which is why we're watching this firsthand, and why I wanted to show you guys as part of this what's going on. And it's all the way back down to everyone that bought is basically, let's see here. There's very little Bitcoin coming in here now. There was a few. 18 Bitcoin traded right there. 40 Bitcoin traded in there. So people are playing with this a little bit, but not much, which is why, the world of cryptocurrencies is such a strange world. You have to buy this with Bitcoin, which is what we were talking about earlier. If you do not have Bitcoin, you can't, it protects you because you can't participate in this. But if all of a sudden this starts to take off here in the next few minutes, which it doesn't look like it is, then we'll know. But like I said, almost all action happens in the first 30 minutes. We're just about there. We're 1 minute away. Oh, we just happened to hit 30 minutes there. So you can see how fast these happen. You see how crazy they are too. Oh, we're losing a bunch of viewers here because we're probably because we're not talking about darn silver and we're talking about this junk pump and dump. Maybe I should stop talking about the junk pump and dump and see. This don't have that sell off. The sell off and it has, when you go back to silver and you go back to any of these other, let's go back to Doge. Like, we got bull flags here up at the highs. We don't have, go back to here. We don't got a high way up here and the bull flag is down at the bottom. Like, the bull flag should have happened right in here probably when it was up however much it was up, 100% back in here. Does that make sense to everybody, hopefully, watching this? Watching it live? We really appreciate all the likes. Thank you, 71 of you people that have joined in here. Like the likes and really do appreciate that. We're going to go ahead and get this stupid PNT shit out of here. Get that out of there. All right. Oops. It'd be nice if you actually spelled silver right too, huh? Sliver. Probably people might find it. Because I'm worried about people just, go buy the physical. Make sure you're in physical silver. If you really want some silver, it's probably the easy. Oh, there it goes. There's the dump. Some more of the dump. So they could run it up from here, though. This was a pretty significant pullback down to that moving average. We'll see if we get any buying. Now that they have a bunch of money from selling up in here and selling here, they should have enough to re-get another pump here, but we'll see. You would think. You think they made enough money off this pump and dump. There's been how many Bitcoins going through here? Almost 1,000, or almost 2,000, sorry. Now, let's see here. Where can we restart with some Dogecoin? Let's go restart with some Dogecoin. Dogecoin had its good run. We got to make sure we keep this bull flag right here stable. That's very important here. As we ran up quite a bit, but we got to make sure our flag stays in there, because we don't want to sell off. We don't want to be holding the bag for everybody else, basically. We so you got to take your opportunities. You have to absolutely take your opportunities, and when you're up, you got to make sure that you guys do your part and get out when it's the right time. And right now we've been covering this live pump and dump, and it's definitely not gonna be fun for some of the people that throw too much into these pumps, because this has been around for many years in penny stocks, and no fundamental news is bad for a pump and dump. Like, real fundamental news for a pump is good. That's how you don't get dumped. Is it's actual, something. But this we're gonna get 100,000 people together to buy all at the same time. That does not happen. there's no possible way for a large group of people to sophistically get organized into their own without large money backing them. Um, and so when that happens, we have a lot of you get a lot of scammers. You get a lot of scammers that come in and try to act like Wall Street bets, for instance, like this, and you get a lot of what? Get a lot of people that lose money. So we are at the point where anybody else have questions out there? There's still 30 of you, 74 likes. We do appreciate that. Oh, that's just low battery. I thought they were gonna try to keep pumping this dumper. If it wanted to go, it would be like going right here if it had buyers, or it would go right now, literally right now. If it actually had real buyers and was something real, it would get up, it would get above this 72 mark, and it would get above this 92 mark, just like Dogecoin did. Um, let's see here. We'll see. We'll see. Like I told you, though, it ain't gonna be easy. Because it's a pump and dump. It's a pump, and then they dump it on you. I feel like my chat froze or something. Oh, here it goes. It's gonna, if it doesn't, literally, it's gonna drain below that moving average. Oh, these poor people. These poor people following the scams. This is what you call a scam. Whenever, like I said, whenever anyone wants to jump in and tell you that they got a group of people buying together, you know, it's sure, whatever. Don't believe them. And a lot of these people are just trying to get they're playing off of this just to get views and just to get followers. You know, they're like, oh, look at me, I know I'm an insider. Well, guess what? We all are insiders of this little page, right? There's 7.5 million of us that are insiders to that page. That doesn't make you special because you created a new Telegram group that decides to send out a message to 100,000 people. Because those are usually the degenerates that are gambling, that are speculating, and it's usually with money that they're emotionally attached to. So they have, and I feel sorry. I've been emotionally attached to money because you're just like, you know what, I could do with just like $3,000, and so you put $1,000 in to something, and you're like, you know, wow, I can make this much if it goes to this price. Well, that's where it doesn't work. You know, where it works though is like with GameStop or AMC, where you're like, you know what, I just want to put this in and I don't even care about it because ultimately it's screwing the hedge funds, and I don't care if I know that they're going to lose, and I don't care. I just want to make a statement, just like a protest. So, big difference here between certain trades, and it's just nuts how much difference it is between these two different worlds, where people start taking advantage. There's something cool, and then other people take advantage of it. You know, and back to this. This is my favorite right here. Let's get to my favorite. Where is it? All right, GME to the moon tomorrow in Denver on the billboards. Let's go. Let's go. Huh. They do. They do look like brothers, don't they? Same eyebrows almost, but this guy shaves his. This guy doesn't. These are funny. I'm glad I'm showing you all this. So you all see how that worked. Real fun shit. Not that fun, actually. But the cool part about it is that you all learned something. You all learned something about how this works. How this works here is, hopefully we go away from it and it comes back. Hopefully, like, if you didn't buy in yet, you know, to a pump and dump like this, like, hey, after it dumps, like, sure, whatever happens, like, as long as but look at that. It was, what was it trading at? Still half, so it's still up 100%. My goodness. No direct offering. Basically anytime the supply is increased is a bad thing. So direct offerings, or when they offer more shares, or when they convert shares, it means the supply goes up, which means the money, goes down. So when that happens, it's a bad thing. Oops, I was going back. I want to go through Wall Street bets. A lot of people must have made a lot of money on this. Whoops. Here's your chance, little coin. You better start rocketing up right now. Here's your chance. Here's your chance, little guy. You got about 300 or 400% to make up now, just to get back to even. Watch this. It could get a second part of a pump. You never know. You never know what the plan is with these pumpers and dumpers. You do never know. A 5-minute. Oh, there we go. Look at that. That's why. We go back out to the 5-minute chart. What a beauty. Came right down to that moving average. Now it's going to go right up to the other moving average and probably continue to sell off. Couldn't see that from the 1-minute chart, though. Could not see that. And the problem with these are the liquidity. The liquidity here is only existing because of the fact that you had a bunch of people in here. But all the way back in here, nothing, no liquidity at all. Couldn't even get a 0.1 Bitcoin to buy this shit stock. So that's how you know it's a pump and dump. So I appreciate everybody here. Still 27 of you that have hit the like button, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe you don't like this stuff, but I appreciate you all paying attention, jumping in here. It's been a great live stream here. We've gone for quite a bit of time, almost 4 hours. So I might be ending this right now because I'm tired of just talking about the same stuff until tomorrow. Nothing really going to happen until then. So let's probably end it here. Let's end the pain here. I'm sure you guys don't need to really see much more of this this action over here. Like I said, we're not gonna see unless we start seeing some, another 1,000 bitcoins come be dropped in here. I don't think that this pump is gonna do very well. Yeah, it's just not. This is a pump and a dump. And more dump, 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 and more dump. So, PNT, you are officially a pump and dump, and make sure that you tell all of your friends out there that are trying to get into these little chats and stuff. That's not how it works. That's not how money's works. You have to have some sort of fundamental reason to pump it, like correctly, and for it to be a real pump. If you got no fundamental reason, I promise you the pump is gonna get dumped. So it's better that you all learn that now, and it's better that you all learn how to do it and what it looks like. Even if it is only 25 of you guys left, I do appreciate it, and I hope that you all hit that subscribe button as well. And I appreciate everybody in here. I do want to be coming back, with you guys here in a few positions in a few days. Things are gonna get crazy. Things are gonna get crazy. Just be aware of. Don't lose all your money to some fake outfit that's trying to be somebody they're not. This is somebody they're all trying to be right now. Right here, a guy on a Trump on a yacht that looks like a cool Johnny Bravo mixed with a the CIA mixed with who knows. So, and also don't follow the comments. Don't follow comments. A lot of people will jump in and try to think that they're the whiz kids and they got the next hot one. That's not the next hot one, I promise. You won't know what the next hot one is until you missed out on it pretty much. But you can still get in and get out. Make some money. Make some money. That's what it's all about. So we will talk to y'all later. Thank you all for paying attention, being here. I appreciate all of you guys and take care. We will see y'all on the next stream.